80 Stanley Cup playoff games. You have a Stanley Cup ring there in your days with the Philadelphia Flyers, and Fred Shero, what would he do if his team was down 3-0?
Well, first of all, Fred Shero and his hockey club wouldn't be down 3-0, but I think that he would impress upon each individual that personal pride. The Flames owe it to themselves to work as hard as they can tonight. They owe it to their teammates. They owe it to the Calgary Flames organization, and especially they owe it to the fans. They've supported them all year. And I think it's very important that, by golly, if they're going to go out, they have to go out fighting and really working.
Well, they have Lanny McDonald back in their lineup tonight. He's certainly hurting, not 100%, but he's a player of great character, and he should give them a little spark.
Well, absolutely. If the game didn't mean something to Lanny McDonald, he certainly wouldn't be out there playing tonight. And also Doug Risebrough, who has really been hurting with a knee injury. Both guys have come to play, and hopefully they can lead the Flames and a victory. They're very subdued while they were warming up goaltender Don Edwards. The coaching staff, Jim Poplinski, serving a game suspension behind the players' box, along with Coach Bob Johnson.
Dave Semenko of the Oilers and Jim Poplinski of the Flames suspended for a game, unable to play tonight. So there have been some lineup changes as the play is underway. Kevin Lowe with the puck. He's on defense with Lee Fogelman. Up front it's Gretzky, Anderson, and Curry for the Oilers as Doug Risebrough plays it back to Reinhart. In comes Nielsen going for the net. Jackson couldn't get a shot. He's after the puck. Jimmy Jackson from the corner allows possession. And Edmonton start out as Gretzky comes to center with Anderson. 2-on-2. Gretzky shoot. Edwards got a piece of the shot. Reinhart goes to the puck. On the board for Kent Nielsen. That shot of Gretzky's may have hit the post. Now he gets another chance. And Jim Jackson intercepts. He's up front with Risebrough and Nielsen as they come to center ice. Doug Risebrough laboring with a knee problem. In that Calgary lineup, Lanny McDonald is dressed for this game. Missed the game last night because of both shoulder and foot injuries. As Phil Russell races to the puck, icing is called on Edmonton.
Well, tempers a little high as Anderson hit Russell against the boards. As the puck was dumped in, Russell was able to get there for the icing.
And Linsman and Russell had a verbal exchange. Nothing comes of that.
You know, it's important that Russell plays that hard-hitting game. He has not had a good series against the Edmonton Oilers, especially after coming off such a good series against the Vancouver Canucks. Coach General Manager Glenn Sather, he would like to see it end tonight. Give the Oilers a couple of days off and then 6 days of practice waiting for the next series to resume. But again, he had mentioned that, look, we can't get into any bad habits. Let's not get lackadaisical or figure we got the series won. We have to go out there and work and earn it.
1 minute gone, no score. Huddy slides it up. Brought to center by Coffey. In on Eloranta. Coffey shot. Turned aside by Edwards. Eloranta missed the puck. Hislop picks it up. Rolls it to center for Mel Bridgman. Intercepted by Ken Linsman. Back to Huddy. Forechecked by Bridgman. Now Coffey to Huddy. That's the defensive pair for Edmonton, but the Flames do some good forechecking. Hislop and Bridgman in there. Now Meredith, number 25, going to the puck. Behind the net. Hislop failed to come out in front. And Edmonton start back. Willie Lindstrom shooting the puck in. Linsman racing after it. Tapped away to the corner. Mark Messier tried to kick the puck loose. Lindstrom picks it up. Back to the point to Huddy. Rough in front of the net as Edwards chopped at Messier. Meredith gets the puck out. It hopped away from Bridgman. Coffey back for the puck. Paul Coffey, the highest scoring defenseman in the NHL. Lost control of the puck. This is Kevin LaValle. Shoot! Went high. And the puck bounces right up into the seats. And now a Stanley Cup update. Here is Steve Armitage.
Another power play goal for Buffalo has tied the game at 2-0 with the shot, and Dale McCourt scores on the rebound. Boston take the lead on Rick Middleton's second goal of the game, his sixth of the playoff. He fires in front, and it deflects off Housley's skate. 3-2 Bruins in the second period.
Here we played 2 minutes and 3 seconds in a scoreless first period. Not dressed for Calgary tonight, Steve Kristoff, Dave Hindmarsh, the suspended Jim Poplinski, an automatic one-game suspension for a double game misconduct in the playoffs last night. Pat Ribble and Pierre Rioux are also out of the Calgary lineup tonight. As the puck is shot in the Flame zone, Richie Dunn brings it out. Yellowman sliding it across. A shot. Oh, Hunter's shot went off of Andy Moak to the corner as Tim Hunter let that shot go. Hunter, number 19, getting the puck. Try to get it to Beers, intercepted. Cote couldn't get loose. Flames get possession again. Beers to Yellowman. Slap shot, easily picked off by Mose. Drops it for rookie Ray Cote, number 14 of the Oilers. On this line with Hughes. And Don Nuttbauer, number 26, is on the ice for the first time in the series for Edmonton. From the Stampede Corral in Calgary, this is Stanley Cup 83 on CBC.
Crisp, crunchy peanuts. Thick, rich, hot fudge. The Dairy Queen Peanut Buster Parfait. Layer after layer after crisp, rich, cool, and creamy layer. The Dairy Queen Peanut Buster Parfait. It's a mountain of a taste.
In the land of Dairy Queen, we treat you right.
Face off at Edmonton territory. Lee Fogelman with the puck, chased by Guy Chouinard. Now the Oilers come out. Ralston, Tom Ralston's number 24, scooping the puck in. Lumley and Kevin LaValle race after it. Ralston goes in after the puck. His pass intercepted by Chouinard. Long pass at center for Lanny McDonald. Now Kevin LaValle loses control of the puck. Fogelman flips it to Ralston. Fogelman gets control again. Hits the side of his own goal as he backhands it to Lowe from back of the net. Dave Lumley hands it away in his own zone, recovered by Dave Hunter. McDonald puts him in on the board. The puck is scooped to the corner. The crowd here respond to Calgary's good start in the game. 3.5 minutes gone, no score. And the Oilers have scored the first goal in every game of the series, leading 3 games to nothing. 3 convincing victories. Chouinard between LaValle and McDonald coming out. Chouinard with the puck. Lanny McDonald couldn't get a good shot. Fogelman outfights Chouinard for the puck. Intercepted at the point. Reinhardt pass, tipped off the stick. Lumley flips it up. Ralston dumps it in. Conroy and Reinhardt, the Calgary defense, as Reinhardt goes to the puck and Gretzky moves after him. Rybrow couldn't get the pass off his skate. Reinhardt at center with the puck. Brings it in. Tried to poke it to Jackson, going in on goal, and it was steered away by Eloranta, and a hooking penalty is called. Calgary will go on the power play. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Calgary.
This is the new size Ford LTD. When we redesigned it for 1983, we wanted more than just comfort and quiet. We wanted fast responses. So we used gas-filled shocks, struts, and stabilizer bars for sure-footed road holding and responsive handling. The new size Ford LTD. Comfort when you want it, response when you need it. Have you driven a Ford lately?
As the Flames come into the zone with Jackson carrying the puck, Reinhardt carrying the puck, Anderson gets the penalty. He will go to the box for hooking. It's important for the Flames to forecheck. Howie, what have you got for us?
Well, it certainly is. Calgary's finally sending 1 man in and then 2 men and then 3. They're applying some great forechecking pressure, and they'll come up with the puck, and if they don't come up with the puck, they're going to force the Oilers to take a penalty. There's that 3rd man in. For the first time in this series, they're sending someone in to do the forechecking.
Oilers, of course, very dangerous while shorthanded. 7 shorthanded goals already in the playoffs, 4 in this series.
The way things have been going for the Flames in the power play, you wondered if maybe they would like to decline the penalty. But this is important, Jim. The Flames have to score that first goal.
From the point, Reinhardt puts it across to McDonald. Nielsen to McDonald. Scramble, loose puck. Messier made a very clever play to get the puck, but couldn't get it out. Eloranta keeps it in. Nielsen checked along the boards by Coffey. Messier gets the puck out. Gretzky going after it. So is Reinhardt. Edwards comes out to play the puck away from Wayne Gretzky. Eloranta, Reinhardt playing the points of the Flame power play. Nielsen, Bridgman, and McDonald up front as Eloranta carries the puck in. Off the board for Mel Bridgman. Going in against Kevin Lowe. McDonald from the corner. Bridgman from back of the net. Hit Nielsen. Now Eloranta. Reinhardt the other point man. Nielsen shoots. Mose made the save, and there's a penalty coming up as Lanny McDonald was hooked by Gary Curry, and Calgary will have a two-man advantage for the next 43 seconds.
Now remember, in Game 3, when the Calgary Flames had a 5-minute advantage and they ended up being behind by a 1-0 count. Let's keep an eye on McDonald in the slot area, as Fogelin will draw the penalty for cross-checking, and you won't get a better opportunity than what the Flames will have right now.
Fogelin, 2 minutes for cross-checking. The time, 5:32.
Fogelin it was. I called Curry, who was standing beside them at the time, but it was Fogelin who gets the penalty, knocking McDonald down.
Now, one thing that Coach Glenn Sather mentioned about the Flames when they have two-man advantage, they set up a pick, kind of screen them out like they do in basketball. That'll allow the man to come out of the corner or even set up that slot man. But look for the Oilers to play in some semblance of a triangle, and the Flames moving in with their two top point men, looking for a good shot. Important to screen goaltender Andy Moog.
Ken Linsman and Mel Bridgman on the faceoff. Bridgman waved out. Ken Nielsen now against Kenny Linsman. And Linsman wins the draw cleanly. Lowe puts the puck on the board to Linsman, and he clears it out. There's 36 seconds left in the penalty to Glenn Anderson. Reinhardt with the puck. Lanny McDonald brings it in. Lowe slows him up. McDonald likes to duck low when he's about to be hit, as you saw that along the board. Bridgman from the corner in tight quarters. Chouinard is number 7. Reinhardt to Chouinard. McDonald to Reinhardt. The shot. Loose puck. Goal. Scored. It's 1-0 Calgary. It bounced in behind Moog, and the Flames lead 1-0.
First time against the Edmonton Oilers that the Calgary Flames have been able to get that first goal, but the traffic in front of the net, as Bridgman was set up in front, the shot by Reinhardt. Now look at Andy Moog. He's trying to look around. He may have kicked that one in himself. Bridgman was there, but a good low shot by Reinhardt, and they still have 1:27 left to go in Fogelin's penalty to try to increase that lead.
The goal was scored with Edmonton 2 men short. And of course the goal means the first penalty expires.
Paul Reinhardt. Assisted by number 9, Lanny McDonald. And number 7, Guy Chouinard. A power play goal. The time.
Well, the goal has been credited to Paul Reinhardt. Bridgman was in front. So you wonder if he got a stick on it, but after Moog made the play, it seemed like he kicked the puck in the net himself.
Either that or it bounced off Kevin Lowe standing at the edge of the crease there, but it's Reinhardt getting credit for the goal. Reinhardt hammered into the boards. Actually, I think he collided with the referee, Ron Hogarth, and Reinhardt and Hogarth were shaken up. It's the second time in the 2 games here we've had a collision with a referee and a player, and Reinhardt favoring his shoulder as trainer Jim Murray talks to Paul Reinhardt.
Reinhardt is being helped to the player's box. As far as the Flames are concerned, they need his puck handling and scoring offensively. He's had a tough time in the Flames end of the ice, as he's been on the ice for 14 goals against. Ron Hogarth got out of that one in pretty good shape.
He went down quite heavily in the collision, but got up in better shape, obviously, than Reinhardt, who collided with referee Ron Hogarth. Reinhardt from McDonald and Chouinard on the power play, giving Calgary the lead. First time in the series. And they're still on a power play. Chouinard with the puck. In goes Pat Hughes to check him. Lanny McDonald coming in on Charlie Huddy. The shot. Oh, good save by Andy Moog. Got his right skate on that excellent shot by Lanny McDonald. Harry Eloranta to Guy Chouinard. The shot. Hope stopped it. Pat Hughes wheels to the corner and clears the puck high down the ice.
Well, there's the shots. Once that rebound is there, you have to be really hungry for that second opportunity, as Kent Nielsen is beaten to the puck by an Edmonton Oiler. But you have to go for those rebounds, trying for that second shot on net.
Nielsen misses Hunter with a pass. Penalty killers for Edmonton. Hunter and Hughes up front. Huddy and Coffey on defense. This might be icing. Coffey going to the puck. Icing is called on Calgary.
What a performance by Lanny McDonald so far in the game. He's added a spark to this attack. He's got so many bumps and bruises. I wonder he's skating a little, because we saw him struggle out of game 2. He was hunched over, could hardly walk, but there he is out in the ice, adding that leadership.
We mentioned a while ago who's not in the Calgary lineup tonight. Well, for the Oilers.
Now, Howie, I'm sure you have something about getting that man in front of the net.
Well, the Calgary power play prior to tonight was passing around the outside and don't rush the net and give Moog all kinds of opportunity to see the shot. But they're changing it tonight. They're getting 3 fellas in front of the net. Look at the traffic in front there, and Andy Moog was forced to make a great save. A moment later, the Calgary Flames come up with their first goal through traffic.
Messier shot wide. Lindstrom hustles to the puck. Now to Gregg. Over to Lowe. There's 14 seconds left in Fogeland's penalty. An offside pass stops the play. Well, Martin Messier is having a great playoff. We were mentioning the scratches from the Oiler lineup, but I know fans would be interested to know that Gary LaRiviere, Yaroslav Pozar, Mark Habscheid, John Blum, the injured Gary Unger, and the suspended Dave Semenko are Oilers on the roster not dressed for this game tonight. With Semenko suspended for 1 game for his match penalty last night, it means that Don Knockbauer, who's wearing number 26, gets his first action of this series. He's had 1 shift so far tonight. Play in the Edmonton zone. The Flames lead 1-0. And now the Oilers are back at full strength as the penalty to Fogeland has expired. Willie Lindstrom knocked the puck down with his hand at the Oiler bench, which is all right as he played it to the ice and played it again. As Eloranta brings it in over the Edmonton blue line, and the puck is neatly poked away by Lowe. Meredith to Russell, missed the puck off the boards as the pass was too high and hard to handle. Meredith gets it on the boards for Eloranta. Flames are leading 1-0, but a giveaway there as Coffey intercepts. His pass intercepted by Mel Bridgman, and there's going to be a penalty to Phil Russell for hooking Coffey near the corner. Now Edmonton on the power play. This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Stampede Corral in Calgary.
Looking good, Slocum. Wish my sails were. Gotta keep in shape to pound the pavement these days.
Oh, not with 800 service. Now my customers can call me toll-free. No run around, and you can pump up sales without pounding the pavement. It's all an 800 service. Today's way to operate. Just call toll-free 1-800-361-3050 for a free copy. 800 service. The shape of things to come.
800 service. Today's way to operate.
Now, Phil Russell will get a penalty on the hooking call against defenseman Paul Coffey, and we'll have an opportunity of watching the Oilers on the power play. They have struggled. Only 2 goals and 12 chances in this series.
And this power play getting a chance to work as Huddy shot just whistles wide. The Oilers did not have a power play last night. They score! Yari Curry alone in front. Curry ties it at 1.
Well, looks like the struggling is over, as again, it's that combination of Gretzky and Curry. But you notice, defensively, the defenseman isn't anywhere near him, or the forward that was coming back. You're inside. That way, Curry can get himself in excellent position. Nobody there to watch him. And you can't leave a guy like Curry left unprotected in front of that net area.
Edmonton goal scored by number 17, Yari Curry. Assisted by number 99, Wayne Gretzky. A power play goal. The time, 8:20.
Gretzky getting the only assist on Curry's 2nd goal of the playoffs. After Paul Reinhart had scored his 5th goal of the playoffs to open the scoring.
Well, we have some more action around. Bellows and Hartsburg have given the North Stars a 2-0 lead. Minnesota trying to even up that series. The Ranger, a goal by McPhee, lead the Islanders 1-0 in the 3rd period. A little different as far as scoring is concerned, considering last night there was 13 goals scored in the game.
This game is tied 1-1. We've just passed the 8-minute mark of the 1st period. A steal back of the net by Jimmy Jackson going into the corner. Anderson gets the puck and sweeps it out and down the ice. Icing indicated as Steve Conroy goes back after the puck. And icing is called on Edmonton.
Now you could just see the way the Oilers were gaining confidence as the season came to a conclusion. First round was a scary one against the Winnipeg Jets because after the first game they came to play, and now they're in high gear. Bob Johnson, I won't quit. I hope my players won't. We're going to give it our absolute best effort tonight, and up to this part of the game, they've done exactly that. Played a good hockey, good brand of hockey.
Beams at full strength. Play in the Edmonton zone. Jackson puts it around to Nielsen. Huddy moves to check him. Conroy shot right on. Rebound. Bounces across it, but as Jackson got the second chance. Jackson in front waiting for the pass. Didn't get to him. Wayne Gretzky gets the puck. To Yari Curry. That's Glenn Anderson on his left. Curry slides it in. Reinhardt back in action after being shaken up earlier in the period. Takes a whack at the puck. Gretzky picked it up from behind the net. Tried to center it. Deflects back to the line. The play is stopped. Reinhardt's hurt again. He's having a tough start tonight. He's had a goal, but he's now, for the second time in the period, been shaken up.
I believe that happened when Gretzky tried to come around the net, and Reinhardt had a stick. It hit his stick and bounced up in the face area. And again, Jim Bearcat Murray is out there to lend his assistance. Let's have a look at it. You notice Gretzky coming along. There's the stick of Reinhardt trying to deflect that puck away, and catches Reinhardt. Always a interesting view is the goaltender as he moves from one post to the other. That time, Yari Curry just snapped the Gretzky pass past Don Edwards to tie the game. And that's only the third power play goal that the Oilers have been able to manage in the series.
You see a welt under Reinhardt's right eye where he got hit there, but he's staying out on the ice. 1-1 tie as Reinhardt makes a good backhand pass to Jackson. Coming in on Randy Gregg. Jackson keeps after the puck. Reinhardt makes a nice turn. Put it in front. And it's swept away from in front of the net. Anderson coming out with Gretzky ahead of him. Anderson brings it in, takes the shot, turns with the puck. Scoops it towards Curry, and it's blocked by Reinhardt, bringing it back to Kent Nielsen. Across for Reinhardt, intercepted by Gregg. Don Jackson banking it on the board. Jamie Hislop after it, can't keep it in. The score is 1-1, 9:45 left first period. Wayne Gretzky, a shot, whistles high up into the seats and out of play.
Well, it doesn't take Wayne Gretzky long or very few strides to get into full gear as he picked up that loose puck and away he goes. I really thought that he would get that record last night, 6 goals in a playoff game, but you notice how unselfish a player is as he set up Mark Messier for his hat-trick goal. And it's interesting the comment he made after talking to him after the game. He said, if I feel that a player is in a better scoring position than I am, I'm going to give him the puck, and that's exactly what he did.
He'll get that record another night. He owns or shares 29 NHL records as it is. Got to leave a few for somebody else. Code's pass for Hughes, tied up by Dunn. Well, and the loose puck came in front. McCown lost it to Ray Code, centered it, hit wide. And out comes McCown. Jamie McCown, number 34, pumped into Ed Beers, his teammate. McCown follows up for the puck. Shot hit a leg. Hogan and Beers bumped together. Dave Hunter missed the puck. Tim Hunter, no relation, took him into the boards. Richie Dunn with the puck. Pass up the middle intercepted by Lowe to Fogelin, the defensive pair for Edmonton. The score is 1-1. 8:55 left in the first period. Edmonton leading the series 3-0. Calgary battling to survive and prolong the season. Don Edwards taps it aside for Eloranta, who's on defense with Russell. Russell bringing it to center. In on Huddy. The shot right on. Moog stops it. Centered. Hit. It's goal. Bounced in off Coffey. It's 2-1 Calgary.
Jim, we've talked the whole series, the importance of that second man heading for the net. Now, it looked like a harmless play. The rebound's there. Russell, a second effort, gets it in front. But who comes in? Lanny McDonald plays that old bank shot off the body of Paul Coffey. And suddenly the Flames have gone into a 2-1 lead.
Looked like it might have hit him on the forehead and bounced straight into the net.
I think Mac will take that one.
Scored by number 9, Lanny McDonald. Assisted by number 5, Phil Russell. And number 20, Kerry Eloranta.
Russell and Eloranta get assists on the goal, credited to Lanny McDonald as it bounced in on Oiler defenseman Paul Coffey. Mark Messier coming in over the line to Lindsman, right in on goal. Puck swept away, rebound, poked into the crease, and Edwards down, covers up the puck, close call. With a score, Calgary 2, Edmonton 1. This is Stanley Cup 83.
Here's your gold.
Oh, now you're cooking.
You are.
You know, I think Jack really worships you.
Really?
Sure, he gave you a burnt offering. Oh, so how'd you know we were having a barbecue?
Just followed the fire trucks.
Oh.
These homegrown tomatoes?
Yeah, except for Mary. She's from the West Coast.
You sure got a lot of friends.
Mine. I thought they were yours.
What a great way to open a party.
All you gotta say is golden.
Face-off in Calgary territory, 7:59 left in this opening period. Lanny McDonald's goal, his third of the playoffs. Curry's goal was his second. Reinhardt, his fifth. As a shot was just off the target. Russell the back of the net. Meredith, the Bridgman, coming in on Coffey. Puck shot in. Jamie Hislop going in after it. Charlie Huddy ties him up. Mark Messier gets the puck. Messier. Lindstrom intercepted momentarily by Russell. Checked off the puck by Huddy. Hit by Hislop. Lindstrom brings it to the line. Ran into Meredith. And Willie Lindstrom down. And the crowd in Calgary respond to that. Eloranta missed the puck. Gretzky makes a neat move to bring it in, but he has a teammate trapped coming out offside.
You know, Jim, you think that you have the Oilers bottled up in their own zone, and then with a quick burst of speed, suddenly they're in full flight. Watch Lindsman right through the middle. Pretty good back checking, though, to break up that play, and then Edwards just gets a piece of it and hangs on for a face-off. But Lindsman going through the middle, he created that opening. There you see Paul Coffey right in the head area, knocked that one in. That gave the Flames a 2-1 lead.
Intercepted by Curry. Gretzky in on Reinhardt. Gretzky bats the puck to the corner. Reinhardt been shaken up twice in the period. Battling along the boards. Got the puck behind the net to Conroy. Gretzky hustles right in after him. And the puck is iced. But a race for it. Jackson and Gray. Right after the first icing called on Calgary.
What's important about that play by Jackson is he forced Greg all the way back in his own zone. I think that shows to the Oilers that the Flames mean business. It would have been easy for Jackson just to sit back at center ice and say, well, it's icing anyway. I won't work the defenseman. But make them work right to the far end. It's icing. But I think it shows the Oilers that the Flames have come to play. And the fans, they've had more to cheer about in the first 14 minutes than they did all last night.
Some strange goals tonight. The first one by Reinhardt appeared to maybe bounced in off of Kevin Lowe at the edge of the crease. Lanny McDonald's winning off the head of Paul Coffey, although Curry's was a clean-cut goal on a power play. Here's a chance in front again, and the puck is steered away by Jackson. McCowan coming out for Calgary. Checked by Anderson, who steals the puck. Here's Gretzky right in. Backhand, and he scores! Wayne Gretzky, it's 2-2.
You just can't make mistakes like that in your own zone. Fool around with a puck at the blue line, because when Gretzky's out in the ice, he hangs behind. He was ready to come back. He saw that his teammate might have got the puck, and sure enough, it came right to Gretzky on the backhand, just over the glove of Don Edwards. But McCowan, my goodness, just dump it off the boards or get it in the center ice area. And the Flames, they paid severely for that.
Gretzky from Anderson, 13-19, the time of Edmonton's second goal. Eloranta brings it in. Tripped up, Gretzky goes to the loose puck. Gretzky with a goal and an assist already tonight. Now has 19 points in 7 playoff games. Well, actually 7 and part of an 8. Curry coming in. Drop pass, tipped away by Eloranta. And the puck slides back up the center ice. That was right the first time. It's 7th. This is the 7th playoff game, as they had 3 with Winnipeg, and this is the 4th with Calgary. Makes that Gretzky total even more impressive. McCowan getting the puck. Pass picked up by Yellowman. Gary Yellowman bumped off the puck at the Oiler line, and it's shot in offside. Hockey Night in Canada will continue in a moment.
When you buy a new car, you want to keep it looking new. And that's easy with Armor All Protectant. A scientific formula that took a polymer chemist 10 years to develop. It helps keep rubber, vinyl, leather, and plastic looking new. So even though you can't keep your car from getting old, you can keep it from looking old. Armor All. It's science, but it works like magic.
Face-off in Calgary territory. The Flames have outshot the Oilers 12-5 so far in the hockey game, but it's a 2-2 tie. A loose puck in front, covered up. And on that play, young Ray Cody, number 14, moved right to the front of the net. Now some extra pushing and shoving. Now they skate away from that. Ron Hogarth is warning Tim Hunter a little bit. The weather in Calgary, if those of you in eastern Canada shoveling a little snow are wondering, 19 degrees and sunny in Calgary today. And I imagine it was nice at Pincher Creek, too. That's where Ray Cote is from. Not too far from here, towards the Rockies. He's centering a line of Dave Hunter and Pat Hughes. Bill Russell with the puck. Yellen's weak pass, picked up by Eloranta. The score is 2-all as he passes for Beers too far ahead. Moog, unbeaten in the playoffs, leads the puck for Kevin Lowe. Nice pass. Just kicked away from Hunter as he was trying to get loose. Tim Hunter lost the puck in his own zone. Hughes shoots. It deflects just wide. Puck centered, tipped around on the boards. Hughes and Beers after. Back to Lee Fogelin. To Pat Hughes. Passing into the corner. Puck tipped in behind the net. Russell hustling after it. So is Hughes, and the puck flips over the glass and out of play. Live from Calgary, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
You wanted defense, great engine defense. So we made our motor oil better. SO Uniflow, our best motor oil. SO Uniflow gives better defense. Against heat, against corrosion, against engine wear. You wanted better defense, so we made a better motor oil. SO Uniflow. You make us better.
Linsman and Bridgman facing off in the Calgary zone in this 2-2 tie. Reinhart and Curry each scored power play goals. Reinhart when the Flames had a two-man advantage. Since then, McDonald and Gretzky have scored. It's 2-2. 4:57 left in the first period. Now Messier and Bridgman. But Bridgman's waved out. So Ron Finn will drop the puck this time between Messier and Lanny McDonald. Mark Messier wins the draw. Linsman with the puck. Intercepted by Bridgman. Couldn't get it out. McDonald ran Linsman, who's hanging on to McDonald's stick, getting away with it. And the crowd reacts to that as the puck is finally cleared out by Hislop. This very fast line for the Oilers. Linsman, Messier, and Lindstrom, and Coffey, a very fast skater, joins them, carrying the puck in. Intercepted by Hislop. His pass fails to click. Coffey taking the puck.
Watchman Paul Coffey picks up that puck. I haven't seen anybody in the series yet able to stop him. You can't go right at him. You have to kind of get him to go towards the boards, cut off of the angle.
Linsman shoots. Good save by Edwards. Hislop put it back in the net. Linsman gets to the loose puck. Hit the side of the net. Reinhart from back of the goal. Into the corner to Jamie Hislop. Bumped by Mark Messier, and the puck goes to center ice to Coffey, to Huddy. Charlie Huddy drives it in on the net. Don Edwards stopping it. Reinhart scooping it to center ice. 2-2 tie, 3:54 left in the period. Steve Conroy from back of the net. Gretzky, Curry, and Anderson now up front for Edmonton. Gregg and Jackson, their defense is Don Jackson comes up with the puck. Passes in front of the net to Glenn Anderson. To Yari Curry, nice move to get away from Jimmy Jackson. Here comes Gretzky in on Conroy. Good pass. Curry backhands it. Edwards down, made the save. Gretzky with the puck again. Back to the line to Randy Gregg. Dr. Gregg puts it in front. It went off the skate to Edwards, covering it up.
Now, Coach Bob Johnson said his team has to be physical, and at times we've seen it. Howie?
Gary, you're certainly right. Calgary's really come to play. Watch this body check. Bridgman, I think it is, just finishes the check right against the boards. Here's something that hasn't happened today. Look at this one. Just a dandy. Calgary keeps playing like that. We're going to have a barn burner.
Well, former Flame coach Al McNeil said after last night's game, we expected a barn burner, but the Oilers burned our barn. That was last night in that 10-2 Edmonton victory. 3:20 left in the first period of this 2-2 tie. Gretzky facing off against Ricebrough. Gretzky wins the draw. Anderson shot off the target. Jackson with the puck. To Kent Nielsen. This is Ricebrough with a pass. The puck deflects to Gregg, bringing it in. Bumped by Conroy. Doug Ricebrough gets the puck. He was on 4 Stanley Cup champions in Montreal. Now to Jackson. Coming into the Oilers zone. Gregg took him off the puck. Jackson gets it to Ricebrough. In front, Reinhardt shoots. Oh, he missed the net. Loose puck at the side of the goal. Reinhardt tried to dig it out. Gregg gets the puck. Reinhardt with a great chance about 20 feet out in front, but drilled it high. Back comes Reinhardt. Moving in on Jackson and Gregg. Reinhardt goes to the loose puck. Took a bump on the board. Conroy shot, missed the net. Puck is flipped out to center. Gretzky took a 2-line pass before he got it to Curry, so the play is stopped. Wayne Gretzky's got a lot of jump tonight. By the way, when this long hockey season is over for this great young man, he's got a big celebrity tennis tournament in Brantford, Ontario, that he's very enthused about on June the 11th. And he'll have a lot of well-known Canadians competing there with the proceeds to the blind youngsters.
Well, a couple of more goals were scored. Maxwell gets the third for Minnesota, and Tom Lysiak has replied for Chicago. That is in the second period. Minnesota still leading.
Here a 2-2 tie. Tim Hunter rolls into the corner, goes in on Lee Fogel, who crashes into the boards rather awkwardly. But the Oilers get possession. Dave Hunter, the Ray Cody makes a nice move, coming in on goal. Dunn stayed with him and took him off the puck. Some good defensive work by Richie Dunn. McCown ducks away from a check as he was bumped by Pat Hughes. And the puck is dumped in behind the play. There's a stoppage of play, and Fogelin roughs it up with Kevin LaValle at center ice in front of the Oiler bench.
LaValle should still just get away from there and not draw a penalty because Fogelin has the cross-checking penalty.
Now Hunter's into it with Fogelin. Tim Hunter and Lee Fogelin. And you see Hogarth waving away the players, getting them away from the area of the altercation. Fogelin and Hunter being separated by linesman Finn and Stickle.
Now it's right in front of the Edmonton Oilers players box. Coach Glenn Sather and assistant John Muckler very interested in what is happening. So both players will go to their dressing room, which would indicate major penalties. Fogelin and Hunter.
And now a Stanley Cup update. Here's Steve Armitage.
It's 4-2 Boston in the third period. Peterson passing in front. Krushelnyski will take it. Here's the pass from Peterson. Krushelnyski being shoved out of the way now. Just wheels, turns, and beats Sauvé right there. 4-2 Bruins early in the third period.
Of course, the Boston Bruins are looking for a split in Buffalo, which would tie the series at 2. Seem to be on their way to doing exactly that.
Well, in our next intermission coming up, we'll go live to Buffalo for the action of the Bruins and the Sabres. And here referee Ron Hogarth is sorting out penalties. The initial altercation involved Fogelin and LaValle. Kevin LaValle is going to the penalty box. Fogelin and Hunter were sent to the dressing room. And the question is, was Hunter a third man in? Will he be banished from the game for coming into that altercation? It has to be the opinion of the referee in that case, whether he interprets it that way. And Lanny McDonald's doing a lot of arguing, and Hogarth, the referee, is waving McDonald and Hughes away as he continues to talk with his linesman.
Just what we were talking about there, Jim. When Fogelin had the penalty for cross-checking, LaValle went back at Fogelin. That's when he has to stay away. He has to realize that his man or his team will be able to go on the power play. Instead, you retaliate, and then you draw a 2-minute minor yourself. They use a little bit of discipline in that area. There's always a time as the game progresses to even the score.
Speaking of evening the score, it's 2-2 right here late in the first period. And many here speculating that this could be the last game in the old Stampede Corral, which has been an excellent building. Great place to watch a hockey game, but just a few yards away, the big Saddle Dome is under construction, and they have penciled in October 15th as the magic date when the Flames hope to open their schedule next season at home in the Saddle Dome. Here are the penalties.
Edmonton, number 2, Lee Fogelin, 2 minutes for cross-checking and 5 minutes for fighting. To the Flames, number 19, Tim Hunter, 2 minutes for roughing and 5 for fighting. And to the Flames, number 15, Kevin LaValle, 2 minutes for roughing. The time, 18:01.
So you hear the penalties called. The Flames do a little arguing about it. Lanny McDonald goes over along with the referee Hogarth. Now, there might have been a mistake there because there appears to be some communication going on, so perhaps the announcement was not the same as Ron Hogarth handed out the penalties, because there seems to be some confusion there yet. But no indication of a third man in gave misconduct to Tim Hunter. But now Russell and McDonald continue to talk to Hogarth. The off-ice officials are from Vancouver, as during the Stanley Cup playoffs, they bring in those officials from other cities around the league.
And with a game suspension, number 27, of course you don't see that number on his back, as Dave Semenko was sitting it out, watching from far corner close to the Oiler dressing room, and Jim Poplinski talking to Bearcat Murray, the trainer.
Well, Ron Hogarth got to get things going again here with 1:59 left in the period. And so far, the only player in the penalty box is Kevin LaValle. And now Wayne Gretzky wants an interpretation, and Ron Hogarth's taking quite a bit of time to get the game going again. The Oilers are coached by Glenn Sather, and his assistants, by the way, are Ted Green, who was with a Stanley Cup champion in Boston.
To Edmonton's number 2, Lee Fogelin, 2 minutes for cross-checking, 2 minutes for high sticking, plus 5 for fighting. To the Flames, number 19, Tim Hunter, 2 minutes for roughing and 5 for fighting. And to number 15, Kevin LaValle, 2 minutes for high sticking. The time of the penalty is 18:01.
Well, it doesn't change the penalty minutes as far as I heard the announcements.
Well, 2 additional penalty minutes have been added to Lee Fogelin, so that'll make both teams playing a man short.
Right, Fogelin gets a double minor in a major. In comes Wayne Gretzky, centering the puck. Coffey moving in as he likes to race in from the point. Coffey backhanded in front. Edwards kicked it away. Reinhardt gets it to Hislop ahead to Kent Nielsen. Nielsen stick handling it on goal. Hislop in front as Nielsen backhands it off the chest of Mode. Nielsen. Conroy. Shot. Blocked in front. Curry flags it to the board. Huddy pinned it there by Nielsen. Conroy from the corner. Kent Nielsen. The Hislop to Nielsen. Blocked by Gretzky, who comes up with the puck. Wayne Gretzky wheeling around as Conroy moves after him. Now Coffey with the puck. Teams at equal strength playing 5 aside at this stage. Gretzky to Huddy. The shot high. We're now in the last minute of the first period, a 2-2 tie. Gary Curry to Gretzky to Lowe. Kevin Lowe. The shot deflects off Reinhardt into the seats and out of play.
Now, good defensive play by Paul Reinhardt as Kevin Lowe again moved from that defensive position, as we've seen the whole series. The Oilers do that and just put the stick down on the ice and deflect it into the crowd. But just a few moments ago, you could see the Calgary Flames backing in when they had an opportunity of taking Gretzky right at the blue line.
50 seconds, 5-0, 50 seconds left in the first period. Grant Fuhr, the backup goaltender for the Oilers. Reggie Levelin, the backup goaltender for the Flames in Game 4 of the series. Edmonton leading 3 games to nothing. This has no doubt been Calgary's best period of the series. Perhaps second period of Game 1 also they played very well. Mark Messier going into the puck. Russell bumps him in the corner. And the play is stopped as the puck is held in their skates. 25 seconds left in the period. And now Eloranta is pushed by Messier. And this draws a little crowd.
Well, the Flames have certainly done a better job of forechecking. They haven't given the Oilers that much skating room the way they have in the first 3 games, staying close. And they have managed to get 14 shots against goaltender Andy Moog, some of the very difficult variety. But what I've noticed, Jim, is they're driving for that net. That second man is going to the net. That's the way McDonald scored his goal, and had it not been for the giveaway by McCowan, they very well had the lead going into the second period.
Ken Lunsman and Kent Nielsen on this face-off. Nielsen took quite a rap from Lunsman as Nielsen won the draw. Reinhardt misses Nielsen with a pass. Gregg shoots the puck into the Calgary zone. Lunsman racing after it. Reinhardt with him, and he just did get a piece of him as Conroy got the puck. This one from Nielsen, come to center. Nielsen, a long drive wide of the net. 5 seconds left in the period. Goal from back of the net, just killing the remaining seconds. And there's the siren to end the first period. So the score at the end of the first period, Calgary 2, Edmonton 2.
The series against the Calgary seemed to have your pocket. What did you do differently last night?
Well, I think that last night was just one of those nights that things seemed to go my way. The team has played well the whole series, and unfortunately our line hadn't contributed a whole lot offensively, and we knew that it was just a matter of time before we got it going, and Anderson and Curry are good hockey players, and we seemed to put it together last night.
At any point, were you beginning to doubt yourself?
No, I don't think so. I think that the only time that I start to worry about scoring goals and getting assists and helping other people put the puck in the net is when we're not getting opportunities, when we're not skating. And we felt that we had some chances that the puck wasn't bouncing for us right away, and if we kept working hard and kept skating, that eventually things would start going our way.
You received some inspiration last night from a golfer and a tennis player. How did that work?
Well, it just seemed to be one of those days that watching TV that people I knew were fighting for championships, and of course Jimmy Nelfer and Colleen Bassett were doing very well, and we had hoped that they were able to win, and they came very close, and it just seemed to get us a little bit more excited.
The Oilers tied Stanley Cup record last night with 3 shorthanded goals. Now, what is Calgary doing wrong, and what are the Oilers doing right?
Well, I think that so far we, again, have had the breaks while we've been playing shorthanded. We know that Calgary is using a forward on defense, and when we're getting the puck, we're not firing it down the ice as a lot of teams do, killing the penalties. And we've just been taking our time and playing it like a 2-on-2 situation, and so far it's been working well for us.
So far, the Stanley Cup playoff series have been fairly easy. Is there a danger of overconfidence for the Oilers?
No, I don't think so. I think that we realize that at any time a hockey team can come back and win a game or win a series, and we have them 3-0 now. We have to work very hard tonight. Calgary's not a quitting team. They have a lot of character. The people, McDonald, Riseborough, Reinhardt. We have to come out and give it our best shot, and we want to try to win every series as fast as possible to rest up and prevent from injuries.
Do you have a preference, Chicago or Minnesota?
No, I don't think so. Any team in playoff is tough, and both of those teams are tough. We have to worry about this game tonight, and we get by this one, we'll look for the future.
Wayne, good luck from here on in.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Coming up next, stars.
Got a policy. Ronnie McDonald's the one that's mounting off Paul's coffee from Russell and Eloranta. Gretzky's goal from Anderson you saw in the highlights there with Howie. The shots 14-10 in Calgary's favor, but Gary Dornhofer, they had a very big edge early in the period.
Yes, they certainly did. And, you know, Jim, when you're facing elimination, I think each player approaches the game a little differently. And I think one thing that has to be on everybody's mind, that every shift becomes so very important. Every time you're out on the ice, you think to yourself, I'm going to outwork the man that I'm facing. If you're a right winger, you're looking at that left winger, I'm going to outwork you when I'm out on the ice, and I'm going to make things happen. And if the Flames are willing to do that every time they step on the ice, they can certainly make a game of it and have an excellent chance of winning. They showed a lot of positive things in that period as they skated with the Oilers. They worked the corners, they got men in front of the net, and they have to continue to do that for 60 minutes.
And as we start the second period, you see there's quite a bit of activity over there in the penalty box. Lee Vogelin and teammate is Dave Lumley serving his second minor, because Hoagland also got a major. Kevin LaValle got a minor for roughing, and Tim Hunter got a roughing minor and a fighting major. Although there's only 2 seconds left in the minor penalties, to the first one to Hoagland and the second to Kevin LaValle, and now they expire as the action gets underway in the Calgary zone. That's Don Edwards in goal for the Flames. Andy Moog is in goal for Edmonton. The score 2-all starting the second period. Tyus Brun trying to poke the puck out. This is Gretzky from the corner to Anderson. His shot is blocked by Reinhardt. Reinhardt has played an awful lot of hockey for the Flames all season long, getting a lot of ice time again tonight. Dougie Risebrough. Nielsen shot wide. In goes Conroy, kicking to get control of the puck. Centered it and tipped to the corner. Nielsen after it there. Wins the race for the puck. Took a hit as he won the race for the puck. And now the Oilers come out. Anderson tipped away off of Curry's stick. Wayne Gretzky with the puck. Too far ahead for Curry, and the play is offside.
Curry always seems to have a good game. Is something that people talk about all the time. You know, looking at this building here at the Corral, its regulation size, 200 by 85, good ice conditions. Opposing players have difficulty. It has the illusion of being a lot smaller, which is because of the boards here, about 6 inches higher than what you find in other buildings.
Loose puck into the Edmonton zone. Huddy chasing the puck as it slides to Moog. Huddy to Coffey. Rink wide to Huddy. Up front it's Lindstrom with Messier and Willie Lindstrom carrying the puck. Lindstrom hooked. The play went offside as he moved in over the Flame blue line. And he got tangled up along the boards with Greg Meredith, and they're rather slow getting up.
Jim, we've noticed that both teams have utilized the end board, firing that puck along the ice, and the opposite winger can grab a pretty good rebound and a good shot on net. That certainly has to benefit a team like the Edmonton Oilers with their speed on the wings.
Gretzky cooling off at the bench. He's had a goal and an assist in this 2-2 tie. Reinhardt and McDonald were the leading shooters in the first period. Those two Calgary players each had 3 shots on goal. Eloranta and Russell. Russell with the puck. Hooked off it. Keeps working for it. Hislop, hard pass, tipped away at center ice. Messier plays it back to Coffey. To Charlie Huddy, the leading plus-minus player in the NHL. Now Coffey coming in quickly. Moving in on Eloranta. Centered the puck. Russell flipped it away. Didn't take any chances getting that puck out from front of the net.
Now, one thing Lanny McDonald doesn't have to worry about, he doesn't have to face Dave Hunter of the Oilers. Johnson has moved him along to Bridgman's line.
Lindstrom and Messier coming in. Messier in the front of the net. There's a chance to Willie Lindstrom. A loose puck is down. It bounces off the post. They finally cover it up. It's the little round black thing, boys.
Boy, I thought Eloranta was going to kick that thing right into net. Anxious moments for Don Edwards and the Calgary Flames. Let's have a look at it as Lindstrom has a golden opportunity. It's centered in the front by Lindstrom. Now watch the puck heading for the net. Now Eloranta, he's right there. Watch what he does. Will I kick it in? Whoop. And Edwards is hollering, let me at it. Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Gary Eloranta, who was with the St. Louis Blues in the playoffs last year after starting the season with Calgary, then came back to the Flames. That's Reggie Lemelin, the backup goaltender, and there's Don Edwards. 2-2 tie. Chances put for Lumley. Couldn't get a shot. Lumley and McCown battling as they go after the puck. Don Nuckbauer, number 26, to Lumley, back of the net. Lumley coming in front. And his shot dribbles through the crease. Nuckbauer's going to the front of the net. Getting a chance. Fighting for the puck. Tipped away. There's a penalty coming up. It'll be a Calgary penalty for a hook on Nuckbauer by McCown. The Oilers will go on the power play. From the Stampede Corral in Calgary, this is Stanley Cup 83 on CBC.
Canada's weather can prey on your house and your house paint. The sun fades it. The heat peels it. The cold cracks it. The wetness rots it. Your defense? Canadian Tire Paints. Now save $5 on Easy Flow interior latex, just $8.99. Save $6 on exterior latex, just $10.99. Remember Canadian Tire's Easy Flow paint, because only the strong survive.
Don Nuckbauer, who's been inserted in the lineup because of the suspension to Dave Semenko, gets hauled down by Jamie McCowan, and the Oilers will again try to power play. And right now, they're penalty killing, shorthanded goals, leads the power play by a 4-3 mark.
This is Edmonton's second power play opportunity in this game, and Gretzky set up a power play goal by Curry on their earlier power play opportunity. Coffey racing to the puck, flipping it high. It's on top of the boards, and now Reinhart gets control of it, putting it off the boards, gets it again, and clears it out. Now the Oiler power play, number 7 is Coffey, 22 is Huddy. They're playing the points. Up front, they got number 11, Messier, number 17, Curry, and number 99. Messier. Poke checked out the puck. Coffey picks it up. Gretzky brings it in. Good pass to Curry. Waiting for someone in front. Coffey. Right in front. Puck poked loose. Doug Reisbar slides it, not out. Coffey keeps it in. Coffey. In front. Messier's shot. Hits Reinhart, and he's got another bruise to add to his collection, blocking that shot. Risebrough and Meredith are the penalty-killing forwards. Reinhart on defense with Conroy. Pete Conroy with the puck to Meredith. Now Nielsen out there coming in. Weak shot, turned aside by Mose. Nielsen, excellent penalty killer. Brett to score when his team is shorthanded. Curry turning with the puck. Pushing it to center ice, and Conroy with a little room to pass it now to Jamie Hislop. Makes a nice move. Mose steered it away. Gretzky turning with the puck. 37 seconds left in the penalty to Jamie McCown. Gretzky in on Reinhart. The shot. Edwards stopped it. Gretzky tried to center it and hit Reinhart. Gretzky puts it in front. Knocked down by Conroy. This is Mel Bridgman in on Kevin Lowe. Shot wide. Hislop goes after the puck. Now Bridgman from the corner. Calgary getting excellent penalty killing during McCown's penalty. Now Lowe gets the puck. 8 seconds left in this Edmonton power play. Kenny Linsman in on Reinhart. Linsman, great speed. Good play by Reinhart. Took him right to the corner. Took him off the puck. Beers getting the puck. Calgary's back at full strength. Had a great turn of penalty killing there. Here's a chance for Anderson right in. The play is whistled down. At the blue line, the play had been stopped.
Now Willie Lindstrom trying to shake off the effects of that check right at the blue line.
Hogarth talking to Stickle. I don't think there's going to be a penalty assessed, though.
Now Lanny McDonald and Ken Linsman having a few words, and I believe Ron Hogarth has called a penalty against Ken Linsman.
Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Calgary.
Hey, it's a sizzling hot day in the cottage country. You lucky guys just lazing in the sun. Here's one for you.
That's my kind of music.
Yeah.
The movement to Molson Light.
There's a penalty assessed here, although I didn't pick up the announcement. It's Linsman for delay of the game.
And McDonald, they both draw penalties.
Lanny McDonald and Ken Linsman, each getting 2 minutes for delay of the game, as we were trying to pick up the announcement on those penalties at 4:26. Of this second period in a 2-2 tie. Chicago and Minnesota are tied 3-3 in the third period.
Lysiak has tied that game up with his second goal of the game.
Here it's a 2-2 tie early in the second period. Wayne Gretzky in on Eloranta. And they're offside at the Calgary blue line.
And Jim, also the Rangers lead the Islanders by a 3-0 count in the third period as Pavlich and Ruotsalainen have added to that goal by McPhee. Coach Glenn Sather finds his team tied at 2. The toughest that the Flames have played against the Oilers. As we got a real contest going.
With those penalties to Linsman McDonald for delay of the game as they were arguing and threatening to get into an altercation when there was a stoppage in play. The teams are at equal strength but 5 aside. Russell with the puck. Watched by Eric Curry. Now Phil Russell, the captain of the Flames. To yell at him, the young center off the puck. Gretzky in on Edwards. Hooked by Russell. Penalty for sure. Phil Russell for hooking Wayne Gretzky. This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Stampede Corral in Calgary.
This is the best-selling 4-cylinder pickup built in North America. The small Ford Ranger. Now with a big new V6 engine. The most powerful V6 in any small pickup. More horsepower than any other truck in its class. And a bigger payload than Chevy's S10. The Ford Ranger V6. The most powerful small pickup you can buy. Tough Ford Ranger at Ford and Mercury dealers.
Now keep an eye on Kerry Yellinen and the back checking and what Gretzky does to him. Elorenta probably should have been backing up the play, and it took Phil Russell a pretty good effort to come back and prevent Gretzky from getting a shot on net, but he was called on the hooking call. So again, the Oilers will enjoy this 4-on-3 situation.
That's right. It's crucial because there's lots of room to skate. The shot by Gretzky deflects wide. Lots of room for those skaters. Gretzky right in front. Puck poked loose. Messier going after. Reinhardt goes in to check it. Messier controlling the puck. Coffey along the blue line. Coffey. Passing. Huddy's shot kicked away and the puck flies out.
Now good position by goaltender Don Edwards on that shot by Huddy.
Coffey, Huddy, Gretzky and Messier out there for Edmonton. Huddy bringing it in. Checked by Conroy. Coffey in the slot. Shot blocked. Gretzky in front, backhanded. Scramble. And Edwards covers up the puck. And now here's Steve Armitage.
This is a Stanley Cup update from Buffalo in the final seconds of this Game 4 from the auditorium. At this point, Boston have a big 6-2 lead. Rick Middleton, really the story for the Boston Bruins in Game 4. He had a couple of goals and set up a couple more. It was all Boston completely outplaying the Sabres. They win it by a score of 6-2. They now lead that series 3-1 as they congratulate Pete Peters and head back to Boston.
Here it's a 2-2 tie. Just hit the 6-minute mark, second period. A break for Doug Rydbrow. Gretzky cutting him off. Rydbrow shot stopped by Mose. Gretzky skating miles up there tonight. Messier in on Conroy and Reinhardt. Puck goes loose. Cleared out by Rydbrow. The penalties to Linsman and McDonald just about over. Messier right in. Turned around. Reinhardt gets the puck. Reinhardt's on the ice most of the time. Rydbrow and Reinhardt coming in. Reinhardt with the puck. Jamie Hislop to Reinhardt. Tied up in the corner by Curry. Linsman, who just came out of the penalty box, comes down the ice. Oilers still in the power play. Drop pass to Lindstrom. Gretzky shot on the sharp angle. Kicked out by Edwards. Look how long Gretzky's shift is. He's finally coming to the bench. He's out there for a couple of minutes at least.
Well, that isn't anything new for Wayne Gretzky. Sometimes he's out there 3 and 4 minutes at a time.
8 seconds left in the power play. Dunn cleared the puck, but not out. Hislop brings it out. Now Calgary comes back to full strength as you see Russell coming out of the penalty box. Cote clears the puck off the boards and gets it out. Dunn chasing the puck. Edwards comes up to help him out. Meredith. Hard pass, misses Hislop. Fogelin chasing the puck. Icing called on Calgary. With a score, Calgary 2, Edmonton 2. This is Stanley Cup 83.
At Mutual Life, most of us learn about being a parent the same way you do, firsthand. So we understand your hopes for tomorrow because we share them. And when you go to buy life insurance for yourself, we know who you're really thinking of because we know what you know.
Life
is a mutual affair. Hey,
Here in Calgary, it's a 2-2 tie. I'd like to point out that the Boston victory in Buffalo ties up their series, 2 wins apiece. So they'll go at least 6 games in that Adams Division final. This is the Smythe Division final. Right in front, Cody shot is blocked. He's grabbed by Eloranta. Edwards comes up to play the puck to Lanny McDonald. Can't get it out. Kevin Lowe kept it in. Cody centering it. It tips away from Hughes. Russell clears it out to center ice. We've reached the 8-minute mark of the second period. Calgary and Edmonton, the Battle of Alberta, in a 2-2 tie. Russell from the corner. Kevin LaValle. Guy Chouinard now with the puck. Chouinard takes the shot. The play's offside. Lanny McDonald in too soon, and he seemed to twist his ankle going in offside.
Brent Sutter has scored for the Islanders, but the Rangers have won the game 3-1. McPhee, Havlich, Ruotsalainen. That series is tie, and it goes back to the Island. What a series. What a comeback by the Rangers.
That's right. They were shut out convincingly in Game 2. But their series is tied at 2 wins apiece. Lanny McDonald coming in on Kevin Lowe as McDonald shot wide. Hughes scooping it outside the line. Kevin LaValle, number 15. He's from Sudbury, Ontario, but the play goes outside.
Jim, you've seen a lot of shooters around the National Hockey League, but Kevin LaValle probably shoots it as good as anyone. Unfortunately, they don't always hit the net in the glass and the boards, but when he can shoot them and they're on the net, it gives the goaltenders a lot of trouble.
That's Yari Curry at the Edmonton bench. 2-2 tie. Chouinard gets control of the puck. Trying to get it to McDonald. Lowe chasing the puck. LaValle goes into forecheck. Hughes tips it to Lee Fogelman. Nice pass brought in. Cody to Hunter. Dave Hunter's shot hit Eloranta. Hunter back in the net. Taken to the ice by Eloranta. McDonald is bumped. Then he pushed Cody to the side. Loose puck in front. LaValle bumped by Hughes. It crashed into the boards in the collision, but bounces right up to the puck. Dave Hunter. Lee Fogelman, slap shot. Hits Chouinard's stick. Lanny McDonald coming to center with Guy Chouinard, but they leave the puck behind. Dave Hunter takes possession. Lowe. Through the middle. Dumping it into allow a line change. We played 9.5 minutes, second period, 2-2 tie. All the goals in the first period. Lanny McDonald lost it to Gretzky. His shot is stopped. Another great steal by Gretzky. He's having an excellent game. He does most nights, but he's really skating, showing a lot of leadership, and he makes things happen.
A lot of people say Wayne Gretzky can't forecheck. Well, there's a good example of it. It's Lanny McDonald trying to carry that puck out of his own zone. Watch this by Gretzky. Just strips the puck away from him and again gets that excellent shot on net. Oh, good save by goaltender Don Edwards. And then puck's in the corner and there's Gretzky right beside him again doing that forechecking.
Greg backhands it in front. Reinhardt, a long breakaway pass for Kent Nielsen. Tipped off his stick and Don Jackson knocked the puck to the corner. Jackson with a good effort to get back on Nielsen. Calgary likes to do that long pass. Gretzky in on Reinhardt. Gretzky fakes the shot, took the shot, went wide as it tipped off. Reinhardt did a good job defending on that dangerous one-on-one. Gretzky from the corner. Pinned by Jackson. Jimmy Jackson took him to the ice. Reinhardt to Kent Nielsen. In on Don Jackson. Rysbrough from the corner. Tried to center it. Reinhardt took a whack at it. Kent Nielsen just missed it in front. Don Jackson goes to the puck. Gretzky can't pick it up. Yari Curry reaching for it, shoots it in. 9.5 minutes left, second period. Edwards gets caught out of the net, but his teammates recover possession. Reinhardt. I heard you call that name a lot tonight. Now to Nielsen. To Bridgman. Huddy hustles to the puck. To Yari Curry. Now Coffey. Stand on his pass. Rolling puck picked up by Jamie Hislop shooting it in. Huddy getting the puck. Now Ken Linsman. Glenn Anderson is number 9 for the Oilers. But they're offside at the Calgary blue line. Hockey Night in Canada will continue in a moment.
Now that's our kind of music.
Now let's start. When you hear that song, Molson Light has got heart. It is hard to go wrong. Slight taste has got heart. Molson Light has got heart.
Join the movement to Molson Light.
Face off just outside the Calgary line. Rel Bridgman after the puck, ran into Coffey. Huddy shoots it in. Richie Dunn back to get the puck. Ken Linsman goes into forecheck. Dunn's hard pass off the boards, gets away from Hislop. Huddy to Coffey. Back to Huddy. And to Messier. Messier going for the net, centering it. Tip behind the goal. Hislop, number 17 for the Flames. Formerly with Quebec, obtained in the Dan Bouchard trade. Meredith to Bridgman. Bridgman right in. And Moog made the save on the short side. And the crowd thought there could have been a penalty when Bridgman was moving in. Dunn cleared the puck out as the play is called as the high stick knocked the puck out of the air.
Well, the fans certainly don't like it as Bridgman seemed to be home free. But Bob Johnson, coach of the Flames, has to be very encouraged the way his team has responded to the challenge tonight. They have played their hearts out and have applied the body. Here's a good check by Kevin LaValle. Johnson had talked about it, that they had to be physical against the Edmonton Oilers tonight. They have done a lot more of it. That's why they're in this hockey game.
Eloranta to Russell. Almost lost it at the blue line. Tim Hunter. Kevin LaValle shot. Off the target as Moog went for the puck. Don Nussbauer, number 26, the former Hartford Whaler from Prince George, British Columbia. His first appearance in the series. Yellowman lost his helmet, but hauled down by Lee Fogelin, and he's going to get a penalty. And the Flames will have the man advantage. Live from Calgary, the Stanley Cup playoff.
The company that has sparked more engines than any other company in the world now introduces Guaranteed Performance. If you don't agree that fresh Champion spark plugs make your car run better, return the plugs to Champion within 60 days, and we'll give you your money back. So no matter what kind of car you drive, get Guaranteed Performance from Champion, because nothing sparks like a Champion. Guaranteed.
Now some excellent puck pursuit by Kerry Yellowman will result in a penalty to Lee Fogelin of the Edmonton Oilers. So the Flames will be on the power play.
Hooking is the infraction. 12:09 is the time in the second period. Calgary's third power play opportunity. They scored a power play goal when the Oilers were 2 men short early in the game. That was the first goal of the game scored by Reinhardt. Chouinard is number 7 at the point. Reinhardt shoots.
Enjoying his best game of the series, offensively and defensively. Lets the slap shot go and just beats goaltender Andy Moog. He wasn't strained. Probably should have had that one. Good feed by Chouinard right from the faceoff. A power play goal, and the Flames have taken the lead. Number 23, Reinhardt, he has logged an awful lot of ice time in both ends of the ice. Let's have a look at goaltender Andy Moog as it gets a skate on it, goes through his legs and into the net.
Goal scored by number 23, Paul Reinhardt. Assisted by number 7, Guy Chouinard. A power play goal, the time 12:17.
So one assist by Chouinard. Calgary now lead 3-2. They're back in the lead for the third time in the game. They led 1-0, they led 2-1, they now lead 3-2. Yellowman. Kevin LaValle in on Gregg. Randy Gregg took him out. LaValle took out Ross Jackson with a good hit. And the crowd responds. And sometimes it takes a body check to get reaction from a team in a crowd. And that time, the big hit by Kevin LaValle on Don Jackson did just that.
Now, Bob Jansen did not dress LaValle in Game 3, so you either sulk when you sat out, or you come back with reckless abandon. So at least Kevin LaValle has come back and thrown his weight around, and in this period, 2 excellent hits. But Reinhardt has been a scoring machine as far as the Calgary Flames are concerned. He now has 6 of the 9 goals that the Flames have scored.
And you remember the first period, he had 2 collisions that resulted in being shaken up and stayed on the ice. Right now they have Eloranta and Russell on defense.
Howie, let's have another look at that goal by Reinhardt.
A great pass by Chouinard. Look at there, catches 2 of the top fellas on the box, and Reinhardt's able to move in, get a better angle, and put the shot between Moog's legs. Just a super pass by Chouinard.
But after looking at that from the high camera position, goaltender Andy Moog should have made that save, because it was a shot from well out. Wasn't screened on the play, just blew the shot.
7 minutes left, second period. Calgary 3, Edmonton 2. The Flames battling to stay alive in the Stanley Cup playoff. Coffey back for the puck, took a hit in the corner as Bridgman took him out. But here comes Lindstrom. Lindstrom is with him. The drop pass picked up Messier right in front. It went off of Willie Lindstrom's skate. Bridgman couldn't pick up the pass. Coffey and Huddy on defense for Edmonton. Willie Lindstrom, the former Winnipeg Jet, shooting the puck in. Jamie Hislop from back of his goal. This is the check from Lindstrom. Hislop coming out, fights his way to center ice. Ran into the linesman, Ron Finn. That was the end of the line. Bridgman gets the puck. Now Coffey takes over. Bridgman checking him, grabs him. They both go to the ice. Bridgman, I think, is going to get a penalty. In comes Charlie Huddy. Shoot! Hit the post. Huddy hit the goal post. Mel Bridgman will get the penalty. And the Oilers will go on the power play.
Jim, this is one of the few times that the Flames have been able to keep Paul Coffey from skating the puck out of his own zone, but Mel Bridgman will get the penalty on the call. Let's have a look at it as Paul Coffey will get a hold of that puck, ready to skate it out of his own zone, and Bridgman all over him, and finally decides to tackle him. No question on that call.
No doubt about it.
And of course, on the delayed call, the Oilers carry the puck down and rip that one off the goalpost.
Charlie Huddy taking that hard shot. There's Mel Bridgman. He was the very first player drafted in 1975. Very first in the amateur draft taken by Philadelphia. Played his junior in Victoria, although born in Ontario. And there's Wayne Gretzky lining up for a face-off on the power play. The Oilers are 1 for 3 with a man advantage tonight. And they trail 3 goals to 2, and there'll be pressure now on Don Edwards. Conroy to Reinhardt. Curry moves to check in. Hislop got the puck out. Here comes Kent Nielsen. Kent Nielsen. Shot stopped by Moog. Hislop shoots right on the rebound. Another chance. Nielsen shoots. And Moog has to cover up the puck.
Now the Flames are taking a page of the Oilers playbook as far as penalty killing role and getting some glorious scoring opportunities. Some excellent work by Jamie Hislop. And immediately Kent Nielsen cuts to the center ice of the area, cuts to the inside, gets that good shot on net. But Hislop followed up. Now look at the penetration and the opportunities to put that puck in. Good work by Nielsen and Jamie Hislop in a penalty killing role, and also trying to score a shorthanded goal.
Curry to Coffey. Coffey brings it in. Passing it off for Anderson. Tipped away by Hislop. Curry with the puck. Huddy has to chase it. In goes Kent Nielsen to check. Glenn Anderson back of the net to Charlie Huddy. 1 minute and 16 seconds left in Bridgman's penalty as Yari Curry carries in on Paul Reinhardt. Edwards can't reach it back of the net. Rysbrough picking Anderson near the corner. Rysbrough grabbed Anderson's stick out of his hands. Huddy keeps the puck in. Out of the corner, Gretzky. It deflects across and Curry controls it near the corner. Gretzky, after the puck can't get it, is cleared out by Greg Meredith. 47 seconds left in Bridgman's penalty. 4:50 left. Second period. The score is 3-2 for Calgary. They've taken the lead 3 times in the game as Mark Messier dances in on Phil Russell. Shot. Edmonton trouble with it and barely held it out.
A lot of times when Mark Messier carries that puck, he really tries to shoot it to the short side and almost able to squeeze that one through the legs or just inside the post. But some excellent stick handling by Mark Messier to gain the zone. Now watch him coming from the off wing. Tries to shoot it through Phil Russell with a screen. And Edwards just got a piece of it between his skates and was able to hang on. The score is still tied in Minnesota. There are 6 minutes left in that contest. Perhaps sudden death overtime.
And perhaps a tied-up series like the other two are. In the East, as the Rangers and the Bruins both won tonight. Kevin Lowe from back of this goal. 22 seconds left in the Calgary penalty. Lindsman racing after the puck. Reinhart gets to it first. Can't get it out. Willie Lindstrom right in passing it. The shot went wide. Messier with a great chance. Lindsman from back of the net. Tipped away. Kept on side by Lee Fogelin. Lindsman back of the net. Messier pinned. Calgary back at full strength. Lindsman. Puck slides outside the Calgary zone. And the Flames hung on while short-handed. Messier. Shoot. Edwards stopped. Messier shoots again. Edwards stopped in the game. Don Edwards coming up big. Fogelin goes to the puck, shooting it in. Lindsman goes in on Reinhart. Lanny McDonald to Phil Russell to Paul Reinhart. Chouinard can't reach the puck at center. Don Jackson's pass intercepted by Russell. Shooting it in. Cote off the boards high down the ice. McCowan of the Flames on defense with Dunn. The pass, McDonald just barely tipped it out. Don Jackson coming in. Tripped up by McDonald's broken stick as he slashed at Jackson. Randy Gregg takes the shot, blocked. Eddie Beers just failed to get a break there. Hunter from back of the net. Dave Hunter tried to center it. Chouinard covering in front, scooped it high and got it out. Good curling shot. Not far enough for icing. 2:52 left, second period. Calgary 3, Edmonton 2. And the city of Calgary blue all day today, moaning about their 10-2 loss last night, but the whole town has come alive tonight for this performance. It's a battle in the corral tonight. 2:34 left, second period, as the puck is coming up on the end boards. Little extra work, pushing, shoving. Pat Hughes is the Edmonton player on the bottom. Trying to make out, that's Richie Dunn with him.
Now you have to hand it to the Calgary Flames. Backs up against the wall. Who knows what was going through their head after a 10-2 loss. You certainly can't be thinking positive. But Bob Johnson had said, we've got to get spectacular goaltending. You're going to see some of the best right now as Don Edwards makes the first save, and he's able to throw that pad up and prevent Messier from getting that rebound. Good goaltending. A correction on the goal, originally credited to Brent Sutter of the Islanders. Greg Gilbert has been credited with the goal, but the Rangers still win the game.
3-1 at Madison Square Garden tonight. Tie that series, the Battle of New York. Kent Nielsen. Gretzky back to check on the shot. They score! Jimmy Jackson.
Well, we've always said that Kent Nielsen can make plays, the give and go. Now watch Nielsen stop in one motion, feed it to Jackson. Now Jackson is playing on his off wing. He's in perfect position to release that shot. He doesn't hesitate. He's just trying to get it on the net. Beats goaltender Andy Moe. Well executed, and the Flames ahead 4-2.
Assisted by number 14, Kent Nielsen. Number 8, Doug Risebrow. The time, 17:40.
Assist to Nielsen and Risebrow on Jackson's second goal of the playoffs. Calgary 4, Edmonton 2. Glenn Anderson coming in. There's Curry in front. The backhand of Anderson went high. Nielsen racing for the puck. Can't get a stick on it. Anderson pokes it in. Nielsen missed it at center ice. Wayne Gretzky with a goal and an assist tonight. Failed to penetrate the defense. Ken Nielsen weaving around at center. Doug Risebrough shoots. Missed the net. 1:35 left in the period as the puck bounces. Edwards had trouble and had covered it up as the puck bounced off his pad.
Well, Jackson scoring a goal. He also was not in the lineup in Game 3. He has responded. And the fans, I think the fans have really given the Calgary Flames a lift. They are making a lot of noise in the corral tonight. But what a super play by number 8, Doug Risebrough. Just slips it through to Kent Nielsen. Now watch Jackson. He moves away. Defenseman not able to pick him up, and being a right-hand shot, just unloaded that one. Andy Moog never had a chance to move. That's the reason, as soon as it hits your stick, you try to get that shot on net.
A minute and a half left in the second period. Calgary leading 4-2. At this time, I'd like to pass along our special hello to all hospital patients and shut-ins. Those fans who can't get out to hockey games. Hope you're enjoying this one from Calgary tonight on Hockey Night in Canada. And, of course, you will see a playoff game Wednesday night. We're not sure where from. It might be Edmonton. The puck is cleared back into Oiler territory. Don Jackson back for the puck. And icing is called on the Flames. But knowing the explosive scoring power of the Oilers, the Calgary Flames know very well this game is far from over.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And Glenn Sather knows the same thing, that he has a lot of offensive power. Gretzky, Curry, Anderson. I mean, you just go right down the list. They're all capable of beating a player in a one-on-one. Oilers have to be the best team as far as one-on-one situations are concerned. So the Flames have their work cut out for them. And I think it's important, this last 1 minute and 22 seconds, they want that 2-goal lead going into the third period.
Bridgman and Linsman on this face-off, and Ron Finn has a conversation. And Mel Bridgman argues with the veteran linesman, and Linsman and Bridgman are both waved out. So Reinhardt and Messier will face off. Meredith moved offside. Linsman winds up and shoots. Edwards made the save, and Messier crashed into him. Randy Gregg. Pass knocked down by Jamie Hislop to Mel Bridgman. Looking in front. Conroy shoots. Missed. And the shot bouncing off the boards. Here's a breakaway opportunity for Ken Linsman. Edwards went out of the net. Linsman shoots. And Reinhardt comes back to save a goal. Edwards scrambles back in. He's without his goal stick. Reinhardt with a big play. Offside called at the blue line.
Boy, Jim, that's a hit-and-miss situation when a goaltender comes out. You have to make sure that you're going to make contact. That's the decision the goaltender makes. Well, Don Edwards lost this one. It looked like a sure goal as Linsman picks it up, sliding towards that crease area. I don't think it would have went in, but Reinhardt, great hustle to come back and keep that one from going here in the crease area or in the goal.
Well, a little mix-up after the whistle. The game at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota is now going into overtime. Chicago and Minnesota in a 3-3 tie. And there's going to be some penalties assessed here by the looks of things as Ron Hogarth. At least the penalty box is swung open, and now Mark Messier is going over there, but not going in. Now they're going to the dressing room. Messier of the Oilers and Meredith of the Flames, both penalized with 51 seconds left in the period. There goes Meredith. So the teams will be 5 aside as Bob Johnson looks on. His assistant coach is Bob Murdoch, although that's Jim Popinski alongside of him there. Bob Murdoch doesn't work at the bench with Coach Johnson. Reinhardt getting the puck, turning away from Ray Cote. Now to Kent Nielsen as they announce the minor penalties. Messier's for high sticking.
Number 25, Greg Meredith, 2 minutes for roughing.
And Meredith, as you hear, for roughing. A steal by Kent Nielsen, but he lost his balance, couldn't control the puck. Reinhardt. Now Conroy shooting it in. Moog stopping it. Big rebound taken off by Huddy. Charlie Huddy, whose family in Toronto will be watching his performance here tonight with 15 seconds left in the second period. To the middle comes Pat Hughes. Conroy slowed him up, didn't stop him. And Edwards had to make a save on Hughes on the short side. Conroy took a bump from Cote. Time running out in the period. And there's the siren. A good second period is over.
Now, Jim, a couple of good, solid performers. Number 1, goaltender Don Edwards, and number 23, Paul Reinhardt. They really stood out as the Flames lead 4-2, and they have never lost a game when they've had the lead going to third period. They've won 29, tied 5. We will see. 20 minutes to go.
So the score at the end of the second period. Calgary 4, Edmonton 2.
One of the open ice money checkers, he was always feared by the opposition in his role as policeman. Bob Bond joined Bobby Orr to reflect on the highlights of his hockey career.
From the time I was just a little guy, and
Bobby Orr and the Hockey Legends. Brought to you by Planters Nuts, the legend of quality and freshness. From Jamaica, the legend of Bob Bond.
It's my pleasure to announce our selection of Canada's all-peanut team. For crunch, Mr. Peanut from Planters. For freshness, Mr. Peanut from Planters. For variety, Mr. Peanut from Planters. For taste, Mr. Peanut from Planters.
Can you believe this? 9 years with the Bruins, surrounded by a bunch of animals. They're all a bunch of nuts.
Planters, Canada's all-peanut team.
I sure hope Grapes doesn't see this.
how in the world does a 7-year-old become part owner of an arena that he's playing in? Well, Bob, in those days, I managed to save up $100 and bought my first share in Scarborough Arena Gardens just to make sure I was able to play. During your junior days, you had something that I don't think any junior has had or ever will have. The Cadillac story is quite famous now, and Mr. Conn Smythe managed to do that. I used to hide my Cadillac in his garage. It was heated so I could wash it every day, and one day he happened to press his little electric button and the door goes up and my Cadillac is in his spot. So he told this story at the Memorial Cup dinner, and he thought junior hockey players were doing pretty well if they could afford a Cadillac.
Howie Meeker was your first coach in Toronto. I understand he was a tough taskmaster.
Yes, Howie used to run some interesting practices, like an hour and a half doing stops and starts. And this one particular day up in Noranda, Quebec, we went about an hour and a half, and there was a young 13-year-old in the stands by the name of Davy Keon who said to his mother at that time, he said, "Mom, if that's the way the Leafs have to work, I don't want any part of that."
Was there a stronger player in the league than Tim Horton?
I don't know of any. I saw him one time with Louis Fontanano over his head in the middle ice like King Kong. So.
Bond moved through the Leaf farm system and was a member of 2 Memorial Cup championship teams before joining Toronto in 1956. With all-star rear guards Carl Brewer, Alan Stanley, and the late Tim Horton, Bond celebrated 4 Stanley Cups in Toronto. His most memorable moment came when he scored the overtime goal in the 6th game of the 1964 final against Detroit on a broken ankle.
I blocked a shot in front of the net during killing the penalty, and it was numb then, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. And then when I went into the face-off with Gordie Howe, I just heard a snap, and it caved in underneath me.
The 7th game was going to be played 2 days later in Toronto. What did you do in between games?
Well, I disappeared on everybody. Nobody could find me. And I put my leg in ice for 2 days, kept it there, arrived at the Gardens about 20 minutes before the game, had Dr. Jim Murray freeze my leg and tape it up, and played the game, and we won the Stanley Cup.
What made the Leaf defense so great?
We spent more time on our game plan, and certainly we had a book on hockey players that we worked at it. We knew who the lines were coming out. We were far more consistent in our pairings. For instance, they had Alan Stanley and Tim Horton as a pair, and Carl Brewer and myself, who'd played for probably about 7 years running with other fellows filling in.
By the time of the NHL's first expansion draft, you were having a problem with punch.
I used to be involved in telling young people about their contracts that they had to negotiate, and one day Punch caught 8 of them standing outside my room waiting their turn to come into my room, and I think that was the beginning of the end for Bob Bond in Toronto.
After 11 seasons in Toronto, Bond was left unprotected in the 1967 NHL expansion draft. Selected by the California Golden Seals, he subsequently was traded to Detroit in 1968. Bond ended his career with the Leafs in 1973. He then turned to coaching.
The Toronto Toros, you coached there. Great experience? No, it's perhaps one of the toughest experiences I ever had. And at this time, I'd just like to maybe apologize and say that I wish I'd shown a little bit more patience and humility towards my hockey players at that time. And I'd love to have another try at doing it over again.
What is the key to winning in the playoffs?
You have to set the tone of the game right from the drop of the hat, and I think that's where the Maple Leaf hockey team excelled, that we did set the tone of every hockey game we played.
Wilmer, once a Leaf fan, always a Leaf fan.
I think, no, I always have that Maple Leaf tattooed on my backside, but Harold puts it the best that I spend more now for my 5 pairs of subscriber tickets than I made my first year in playing hockey.
Bob Bond was one of the more rugged defensemen of his era, helping Leaf goaltenders to capture 2 Vezina trophies, 4 Stanley Cup rings, and the respect he commanded on the ice class Bob Bond as a hockey legend.
29 inside 5. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens, but I agree with Howie. If you stood on the lead against the Oilers, you will pay the price.
Jamie Hislop going to the puck, bringing it in on Kevin Lowe. Conroy going in with Fogelin after him. Hislop, the back of the net, checked by Lowe. Gretzky goes to the puck. Wayne Gretzky taken off the puck by Hislop. Conroy to Nielsen, in on Lowe, who took him out. The teams are 5 aside. 37 seconds left in the penalties to Messier and Meredith. The score 4-2 for Calgary. It was 2-all at the end of the first period. Reinhardt's second goal of the game, and the goal by Jimmy Jackson has the Flames up by 2 as Nielsen dumps it in. It came out in front, and Reinhardt just couldn't get a stick on it, and Reinhardt really hustled.
Well, there's that lively boards that we were talking about, and if you're full flight, you have an excellent opportunity of picking up that puck.
Reinhardt right in and went off his stick. There's going to be a penalty as he was hooked on the play. An Oiler penalty coming up. From the Stampede Corral in Calgary, this is Stanley Cup 83 on CBC.
Somebody hears he's got a problem.
Somebody's worried about his dough.
Somebody hopes it's nothing major.
I know where to go.
Need somebody, come to Speedy.
A clamp, a simple clamp, and they didn't even charge me. Speedy took me straight to the problem and not to the cleaners.
Need somebody, Speedy, come to Speedy, place to go. Need somebody, Speedy, come to Speedy, place to go.
Now the penalty box area is open. We're still waiting for a player to skate over there. We'll pick it up as Paul Reinhardt was doing some excellent job of picking up that loose puck along the boards. Just good hustle by Reinhardt, and he drew that penalty. But there's quite a discussion going on with referee Ron Hogarth trying to decide who gets the penalty.
I thought Lee Fogelin was the one who was going to get the penalty, but it looks like Kevin Lowe is heading to the penalty box, complaining about it right now, and I think he's going to get the gate, although I thought Fogelin was the one who had hooked Reinhardt. And look at the reaction of Kevin Lowe at the penalty box. Mark Messier there with him. There's 8 seconds left of the penalties to Messier and Meredith.
Penalty to number 4, Kevin Lowe, 2 minutes for hooking. The time 1:01.
Lowe gets the gate. It almost tore it right off the boards. 1:01, the time of the penalty in this third period. Each team has had 21 minutes in penalties. And this is the 4th power play opportunity for the Flames. They're 2 for 3 with a man advantage. Tim Hunter with the puck. Hasn't played a lot tonight. Hunter moving in. Shot hit a leg. Dave Hunter, no relation to Tim, clears the puck out. Messier racing in after it as Edwards cleared it away. The Calgary power play, 23 is Reinhardt. 20 with the puck now is Eloranta. Lanny McDonald takes his pass. Hunter and Nielsen, the other 2 on the power play. McDonald ducked away from a check that lost control of the puck. Dave Hunter clears it down the ice. Pat Hughes and Dave Hunter, the penalty-killing forwards for Edmonton. Hughes goes after Eloranta. The defense for Edmonton is Randy Gregg and Don Jackson. Lanny McDonald knocked to the ice. Eloranta with the puck. Hunter goes after it. The other Hunter goes after him. And Gregg comes out with the puck. Kept in by Reinhardt. To Nielsen. Turning with the puck. To Eloranta. To Nielsen. Right in. Shoot. Blocked by Jackson. Courageously blocking the shot. A hard hit on Nielsen in the corner. Jimmy Jackson back to Reinhardt. Put it in front. Deflect. Off the skate of Tim Hunter, and Andy Moog made an excellent stop.
That's a good pressure by the Calgary Flames. Well, we've talked before how lively the boards are. Howie, let's give us an example.
Oh, here's Kent Nielsen. He'll take the cross-ice pass and watch through the center of your screen. That's Paul Reinhardt staying onside, beating both defensemen to the puck and getting a pretty good shot on net. Excellent bank shot off the boards, and that's how you keep the puck away from the goaltender.
Now, that's one thing we had talked about. What the Flames had to do is make contact in the Edmonton zone. The only way they were going to do that is dump it in when the forward or defenseman is full flight. Lenny McDonald had gone over to the player's box here. He looked to be in considerable pain, but there he is, back out in the ice again.
30 seconds left in the Calgary power play. Chouinard to Nielsen to Chouinard. The shot. Deflect. McDonald gets the puck. Reinhardt at the point. Tough in front of the net. There's going to be a penalty call.
Another penalty against the Edmonton Oilers. Mel Bridgman was in front of the net, and he took a vicious cross-check. And now the Oilers will find themselves 2 men short.
They'll be 2 men short for 16 seconds. Still no one has moved to the penalty box. And the Oilers complain to referee Hogarth, and you see Glenn Sather complaining for the bench. So's Mark Messier, a little unhappy right now. This team trailing 4-2 and running into penalty trouble. Still no one has gone to the penalty box.
I believe it was Ken Linsman, Jim, that used the cross-check.
There he goes, Ken Linsman.
Edmonton penalty to number 35, Andy Moog, 2 minutes for slashing. The time, 2:46.
Well, that's the surprise, because Bridgman, what a cross-check he took in the back, and it wasn't Andy Moog that applied it.
So Linsman, a player on the ice at the time of his goaltender's penalty, serves the Edmonton penalty. Moog getting the penalty. Calgary with a brief 2-man advantage. Reinhardt going for the hat trick. Couldn't get a shot. McDonald right in. They score! Mel Bridgman.
Well, the book says that when you have a 2-man advantage, you're supposed to score. Good puck control, good hockey sense by Lanny McDonald. It looked like he was going to fire the puck. Watch this. He just waited, and Bridgman, good concentration there to put that puck home because he was checked from behind. Andy Moog in no position to make the save. The third goal for Bridgman and a 5-2 lead for Calgary.
Assisted by number 9, Lanny McDonald. And number 7, Guy Chouinard. A power play goal, the time, 2:56.
Edmonton were 2 men short when Bridgman scored. It's the second time in the game the Flames have scored, but the Oilers 2 men short. Edmonton's still short-handed. 1 man short now. Reinhardt, right in. Reinhardt. Oh, the shot went off a skate to the corner. There's 1 minute and 25 seconds. Now 1 minute and 20 seconds left in Moog's minor penalty being served by Linsman. Chouinard shoots. Just missed the net. Another shot blocked in front. And Moog was cross-checking Bridgman in the traffic in front as Bridgman was screening the goaltender. Bridgman's goal is his 3rd of the playoffs. Reinhardt moving in against Dave Hunter. Randy Gregg with the puck, clears it out. Well, the Flame power play was scored on 3 times last night by short-handed goals. But tonight they have scored 3 power play goals. 2 of them with the Oilers 2 men short, however. Battle for the puck in the Calgary zone with 38 seconds left in the penalty to Moog. McDonald threatened to hit Hughes, who fell, and McDonald came up with the puck. Ed Beers turning. Pass is blocked. Well checked by Hunter. solid checker, takes Beers to the side, and the puck is cleared in the Calgary zone. The score is 5-2 for Calgary. A vicious hit by Hughes on Lanny McDonald. Tim Hunter is there as well. He might get involved as the third man. Pat Hughes and Lanny McDonald, the initial confrontation.
Well, a good job by Eloranta. He's picking up a loose man, so Fogelman can't get in there. Well, that was quite a hit by Pat Hughes.
Now Fogelman and Eloranta roughing up a little bit. Now remember, Edmonton is short-handed in this, so they have one fewer player on the ice than Calgary. I think Hughes might have been a little upset by that time in the corner when he was sort of embarrassed, faked to the ice and fell, and he was looking for McDonald, and he really jumped him.
That's the dangerous part when there is a pile-up, a lot of skates, players have their gloves off. That becomes so very dangerous. There's the padded pencil by referee Ron Hogarth.
That's Dave Hunter and Tim Hunter. Pat Hughes is being sent off the ice. Oh, with 15:25 left, he's getting a lot of penalty time, or was he cut? Might have been injured in the scuffle. Now the officials try and sort it out. Tim Hunter and Dave Hunter getting pretty aggressive. How'd you like to be a linesman at a time like this?
No, thank you. They really earn their pay. They do an excellent job in the course of a season along with the referee.
When Harry Neal, the now general manager of the Vancouver Canucks, was a linesman in the International League, he said things could roughly come by and say, "We're not coming in, we're not coming in." Said it stopped a lot of fights. Now Beers is getting a hold of Fogelman. We're at 4:35 of the third period with Calgary leading 5-2, and Ron Finn tries to cool off
Jim Hunter. The officials talk about the three most feared words that they can say to two guys that are ready to fight. Let them go.
Of course, Edmonton's still a man short through all this scuffle. They're being outnumbered. There's 11 seconds left in Andy Moog's penalty that Ken Linsman is serving.
And Lanny McDonald, he went right to the penalty box area. And we're going to have another look at how all this took place. Watch Lanny McDonald. And Hughes, boy, what? Is that making contact?
That's a little more than a collision.
That's why we're nice and safe up here in the broadcast position. When I went back to, after I retired, Jim, back in Philadelphia, there was a big brawl, and one of the fans said to me, "Don't you wish you were out in the ice?" I said, "Are you crazy?" I'm safe up here.
Dave Hunter with linesman Leon Stickle. Hunter guided to the dressing room. And Ron Hogarth will now refer to that pad where he wrote down the notes and see what penalties are going to be assessed. Well, tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from Calgary.
Teleconferencing. Welcome to today's way to hold a regular interbranch meeting without ever leaving the roost.
Everyone there? Calgary?
Because travel time is money. It's all in teleconferencing. Today's way to operate. Call toll-free 1-800-361-3050 for your free booklet. And learn how to bring your people, wherever they are, under one roof. Teleconferencing. Dial a meeting of minds without the bother of meeting.
Teleconferencing. Today's way to operate.
Referee Ron Hogarth sorting things up with his linesmen and the two captains now, Phil Russell and Lee Fogelman. Two veteran National Hockey League defensemen wearing the C as the team captains, trying to get the indication of what the penalties are going to be here. Certainly Pat Hughes and Lanny McDonald and Dave Hunter of the Oilers and Tim Hunter of the Flames were sent to the dressing room, so they might be through for the night. But that's John Buckler, assistant coach to Glenn Sader up there at the Oiler bench.
Well, last night, the Flames gave up 3 shorthanded goals. Tonight, they have excelled with 3 power play goals. Let's have a look at that last one by Bridgman. Howie?
Well, a great move by Yellenen out on the point. Made it all possible. Oiler defenseman comes out and makes a mistake of going down and trying to block the shot. Now, all of a sudden, it's 5-on-2. Great pass to McDonald, who's home free. He throws it across the Bridgman, but in it goes. It's pretty tough to try to go down and block a shot when you're playing 5 against 3. If you don't block that shot, you're in trouble.
Well, again, we had mentioned, Jim, that when you have a 2-man advantage, especially with the talent that the Flames can throw out on a power play, they all handle the puck so well. They can shoot, they can pass. You should score.
And, of course, 2 of their 3 power play goals came with Edmonton 2 men short. When you're expected to score in that situation, Don Edwards waiting for play to resume, and the captains continue to talk to Ron Hogarth, who's from Barrie, Ontario. Came into the game as 35 years of age and might be closer to 40 right now.
This morning, Don Edwards called me. He was my wake-up call, and we talked about last night's game, and he wasn't sure that he was playing tonight, but he said, I hope that I'm going to be the goaltender. I'm looking forward to the challenge against the Oilers. I played well against them, and I want another opportunity. And he got it, and he has responded.
The Chicago Blackhawks have defeated the Minnesota North Stars 4-3 in Minnesota. Rich Preston from Regina, Saskatchewan scored the winning goal for the Chicago Blackhawks in the 11-minute, didn't get the seconds, but 11-something of overtime.
Well, they lead the series now 3-1, and they go back to Chicago Wednesday night with an opportunity of taking care of that series. And, of course, the Blackhawks or the North Stars will play the winner of this series right here, Edmonton and Calgary. Cliff Fletcher, general manager, has to be pleased with what he's seen tonight. I think the true Calgary Flames have come forth because they have played some excellent games here at the Corral.
In fact, their home record here in Calgary, the regular season, 21 wins, 12 losses, and 7 ties, 12th best in the league. Of course, the Oilers' road record is the very best in the NHL, 22 wins, 12 losses, and 6 ties, so the Oilers have the best road record in the league. Well, the Rangers and Islanders are all tied, and let's get some highlights from Madison Square Garden in New York.
First period action, no score. The Rangers in white. Ron Duguay across the Islanders line. He sent us to George McPhee. He deflects the shot past Roland Melanson. It was 1-0 Rangers. Then in the third period, Rangers still lead 1-0. Ranger goalie Ed Mio starts the play. His pass goes to Andras Hedberg, who beats Mike McEwen. McEwen trips up Hedberg, who then feeds Mark Pavelich. Pavelich fires the low shot. 2-0, the Rangers have the lead. Minutes later, Reijo Ristolainen from the slot fires the wrist shot past Melanson. The Rangers go on to beat the Islanders 3-1 to tie the series at 2 wins apiece. This is Scott Clark reporting for NBC News.
Well, good for the Rangers because they were outplayed quite badly in Long Island, and they bounced back. So Herb Brooks has his team charged up. Now it's up to Al Arbor to get his troops ready when they go back to Long Island Wednesday night.
Lee Fogelin has just left the ice and gone to the Edmonton dressing room. Here come the penalties.
Edmonton, number 12, Dave Hunter, 2 minutes for roughing, a 10-minute misconduct, and a second 10-minute misconduct penalty. Number 11, correction number 16, Pat Hughes, 2 minutes for high sticking and 2 minutes for roughing. Number 2, Lee Fogelin, 5 minutes for fighting and a game misconduct. To the Flames, number 9, Lanny McDonald, 2 minutes for high sticking and 5 for fighting. Number 19, Tim Hunter, 2 minutes for roughing, a 10-minute misconduct and a second 10-minute misconduct penalty. Number 20, Kerry Elaranta, 5 minutes for fighting and a game misconduct. Time of the penalties, 4:35.
Well, there's some players who are going to get an early exit. We're going to have to get a little help on those. But I'm sure you heard them all as Lanny McDonald gets 7 minutes in total. 5 for fighting and 2 for high sticking. Tim Hunter gets 2 for roughing and 2 10-minute misconducts, and El Aranda 5 for fighting in a game misconduct. And the Edmonton penalties, Pat Hughes, who got in that initial collision with Lanny McDonald, gets a double minor, high sticking and roughing, and Dave Hunter 2 for roughing and a couple of misconducts. And Lee Fogelin gets 5 for fighting in a game misconduct. So El Aranda, Dave Hunter, Fogelin, and Tim Hunter are through for the night.
Jim, we're going to see now a 3-on-3 situation, and that is the type of hockey that the Oilers excel on. You got a lot of open ice area, not very many players out on the ice, and that's when the guys like Gretzky, Messier, Curry, and Anderson excel in. So let's keep an eye on what kind of an attack the Oilers can come up with.
There's still 15 minutes and 25 seconds left in the hockey game as Kent Nielsen gets ready for a face-off against Wayne Gretzky. A lot of room to skate. The teams in Forrest's side, including the goaltenders. Calgary leading 5 goals to 2. Charlie Huddy to Paul Coffey to Huddy. Watched by Steve Conroy. Wayne Gretzky in on Reinhardt and Conroy. Gretzky to Huddy. Lost the puck to Kent Nielsen. Conroy can't reach it.
You're going to see a lot of one-on-one situations now. See if the Flames can handle that and try to stop the Oilers, check the Oilers. We had a good example. Everybody picked up a man, and they were able to stymie Edmonton at the blue line.
Coffey with the puck. The shot blocked. Conroy picking it up. Gretzky moves at him. Reinhardt, who played an outstanding game. Going for the hat trick. Loose puck in front. Oh, made the save. Puck by the post. Close call as Jamie Hislop almost scored. Reinhardt. Shoot. Missed the net. Hislop. Coffey took him in the corner. Didn't knock him off the puck. Hislop still got it. Reinhardt to Hislop. Conroy for Reinhardt, intercepted. Charlie Huddy has the puck. Gretzky couldn't quite get the pass. Conroy and Gretzky go after it. Gretzky keeps working for that puck. Conroy tying him up. Jamie Hislop gets possession. The crowd going wild in the Stampede Corral as their Flames have come to life after being down 3 games to nothing and being badly beaten last night. But this is not over. 13:42 left, 3rd period. Nice move. Low right in. Loose puck in front. Messier centered and intercepted by Hislop. Kevin Lowe with a great move, just failed to score. Takes out Hislop, gets the puck. In comes Mark Messier. Messier. McCowan goes after him. Takes him off the puck. Big play by Jamie McCowan. Puck too far ahead for Rydesbrough. Greg going after it. Icing called on the Flames.
You know what? One thing that the Flames have to be very concerned about, as soon as the Oilers gain possession in their own zone, right away, the other forwards that are out on the ice, they'll break for the openings. They'll head offensively. So the Flames, if they're going to drop the puck, they better be very sure that somebody is back or somebody's in a position to take that drop pass in the Oilers zone. I always like to see you move that puck ahead. Move that puck ahead. Keep puck control. The Flames don't need any more goals. They've got enough. Now they have to be able to stop the Oilers.
Face off in Calgary territory, 13:10 left on the clock. And there's that great deal on the ice.
An extra player has been added, so now the teams are playing Forrest-side.
Lindsman and Rydesbrough on the face-off. Leon Stickle waves Lindsman out, gives him an earful. Willie Lindstrom went in to take the face-off. The Flames get possession. Richie Dunn back of the net. 13 minutes left in the 3rd period. Calgary 5, Edmonton 2. McCown dumping it in. Gregg and Rydesbrough after the puck. Rydesbrough wins the battle for the puck. Dumb shot is blocked. McCowan put it to the corner to Meredith. Number 6 is Richie Dunn shooting. It's blocked. Meredith working hard, but the puck is brought up by Lindsman. Lindsman to Huddy. Takes the shot. Edwards made the save. Lindsman pounces on the puck. Taken out by Greg Meredith. Doug Risebrough behind the net for Doug. Didn't see it. Lindsman with the puck. Centering it. McCowan covering the front of the net. Doug Risebrough. In on Charlie Huddy and Paul Coffey. Drop pass. Shields shoots. Missed the net. Rebound. McCowan shoots. Went past Andy Moog and out the other side. Jamie McCowan came close to scoring. It's still 5-2 Calgary. This is Wayne Gretzky in on McCowan and Conroy. The shot. Glove save by Edwards.
Well, the goaltending has stood out in this third period. First, Andy Moog had one just slither by the crease area as Jamie McCowan was able to get a piece of it. You know, you think that the guys aren't shooting that puck. Watch McCowan. It just slips past Andy Moog and the goal post. It just goes out the other side. Now you look at number 99, Wayne Gretzky, at about 165, 70 pounds. I think he doesn't have a hard shot, and Edwards had to be very sharp on that one to pick that one out of the screen and make the glove save. He gets every single pound into that shot and lets it rip.
Jamie Hislop off the boards for Ken Nielsen. Intercepted by Wayne Gretzky. Mark Messier in on Paul Reinhardt. Messier now gets the puck. Loses it to Nielsen. To Hislop. Brought in by Reinhardt. Checked off his stick. Gretzky turning with the puck. Messier to Coffey. Ran into a check. Gretzky passing it to the left circle. Huddy shoots, it's blocked. Another shot blocked by Reinhardt. Waits for the puck. Kent Nielsen trying to get loose. Coffey with great skating. Got to the puck first. Jamie Hislop stealing the puck. Puck around on the boards, picked up by Coffey. And the teams are now at full strength. Well, correct that. Edmonton's now on a power play. Confused by the overlapping penalties. Edmonton with a man advantage. Meredith with the puck. Play goes on. Meredith covers up the puck. Glenn Anderson stands over.
Now Meredith doing a pretty good job as he was hauled down in the corner and was able to hang on to that puck. You know, that last rush by Kent Nielsen looked like he was going to have a breakaway. Showed you the speed of Paul Coffey. That's why he can gamble offensively, because he has that speed to come back and break up plays defensively. 2:18 left to go in the Oilers' power play.
10:42 left in the third period. Lowe getting the puck, intercepted. Mel Bridgman getting a break. Bridgman in on goal. Bouncing puck. Didn't go in. It bounced off Meredith. Now they turn the red light on. But the play goes on. The red light went on after the puck went off Meredith's skate. Anderson brings it in. Gretzky bounces away from Curry. Russell couldn't get it out. Edwards will cover it up.
You're going to hear a discussion about that. Everybody heading to the other end. The goal judge is pointing to, I don't know what he's pointing at. Oh, the beauty of a replay. Mel Bridgman on a breakaway, kicks it ahead. He's in pursuing Kevin Lowe. There's the shot. Now let's see if we can pick up where that puck is. Well, we can't tell if it's over the line, but Meredith is there. The goal will count. Let's see if we can pick it up from another angle. Now watch Meredith coming in, picking up that loose puck. It's in the crease area. Can't really tell. Well, you be the judge.
You could never tell for sure.
No. You know, the way the Oilers are arguing, I think perhaps Ron Hogarth is going to allow the goal.
The red light just flicked on briefly, and then the goal judge turned it off. By the time he turned it on, the play had started back towards center ice. Wayne Gretzky arguing with Ron Hogarth.
All right, watch Bridgman and Lowe and Meredith. Smart play by Meredith to follow up the play. There's the puck right along the crease area. Now we lose sight of it. And then so you really can't tell. The goal judge probably had the best view of it.
Or Wayne Gretzky might have had a better view of it. It was Gretzky who fished it.
Assisted by number 26, Mel Bridgman. The time of 9:50.
Meredith will get credited for the goal. His third in the playoffs. Bridgman on the assist. And there was quite a scramble in that crease area. And Jim, in the replay, we couldn't really tell if the puck had crossed the goal line. As you had mentioned, Gretzky was there. He was fishing at it, trying to get it out of the crease area. The goal judge had put the light on. And what a turn of events. And now the Flames lead by 4 goals. And they still are a man short. So that's a shorthanded goal for the Flames.
A shorthanded goal by Greg Meredith. By the way, the goal judges are from Vancouver. Kenny Linsman and Kent Nielsen ready to face, or Anderson now facing off against Nielsen as Linsman was waved out of the circle. Coffey back to get the puck. The Oilers still have the man advantage for 1 minute and 39 seconds. Now there's 10 minutes left in the third period. The score is 6-2 for Calgary. Glenn Anderson fights off a check. Anderson right in. A shot stop. The rebound. Linsman scores. Kenny Linsman. And it's 6-3.
Well, that's a power play goal as McDonald had 1:27 left to go in his penalty. But defensively, boy, you've got to take the man out. Conroy had good position. And then the drop pass, and Linsman gets his own rebound. But defensively, Conroy was just not able to take Anderson off the puck just inside the blue line. Good play by Linsman to follow up with Edwards out challenging. He had an easy time putting it in the far net.
And now another long discussion. And there's been a lot of discussing tonight. Glenn Sather at the Oiler bench.
Now let's watch as they drop pass to Linsman from Anderson with Edwards out making the save. Linsman just picks up his own rebound, getting the shot away before Paul Reinhart was able to try to knock that puck away.
By number 13, Ken Linsman. Assisted by number 9, Glenn Anderson, and number 22, Charlie Huddy. A power play goal. The time at 10:08.
This is Hockey Night in Canada from the Stampede Corral in Calgary.
Why don't you just buy her some perfume?
No, that's not good enough.
No, you know what you could do? You could get her one of those little purses that sits on the hip and has the,
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Hey, wait a second. What about one of those big purses?
You keep on getting together. Keep on having your fun.
Why don't you get her a dishwasher? She's already got one.
Think a little loud. Keep on drinking your extras. Keeps on tasting great.
Linsman's goal assisted by Anderson and Huddy at 10:08 on a power play to make it a 6-3 hockey game. Low with the puck. And the team's at full strength now as Gretzky flips it in. Greg Meredith back for the puck. Messier took him out high and hard.
Notice that Mark Messier is now playing with Gretzky. That also happened in Game 3 in the third period where Glenn Sather made that switch.
Willie Lindstrom, number 19, also on the line as Messier brings it in with a nice move. Gretzky going for the net. Gretzky right in his shot at the outside of the post. 8 minutes, 54 seconds left of the clock. They're starting to thump and thump out there now. Watch everywhere. Messier shot right on. Edwards makes the save and sweeps it aside for Reinhart. Mel Bridgman with the puck. Lanny McDonald shoots. It deflects to Andy Bone, who sweeps it aside. Coffey coming back. Paul Coffey, but they're offside. And Coffey mixes it up with Russell.
Had quite a few board meetings tonight, haven't we?
I don't know who the chairman of the board is, but... Well, with the score, Calgary 6, Edmonton 3. This is Stanley Cup 83.
When CN says we're in business for Canada, we mean the whole country. In the West, for example, CN has begun doubling its main track. Where there is a single line now, there will be two. Why? Because more efficient transportation of grain and other exports benefits every Canadian and helps to build a truly national economy. CN, in business for Canada.
It was 2-all at the end of the first period, 4-2 for Calgary at the end of the second. Now 6-3 with 8:27 left on the clock.
Jim, a good rule to remember by the Flames now is don't leave the defensive zone until the puck is over the blue line. Don't be looking for that long pass to get more goals. Again, they have enough. They don't want to give up anymore.
Charlie Huddy to Paul Coffey, shooting it wide. Dunn. In goes Cody to check Richie Dunn. Russell from back of the net. Kept in by Huddy. Russell getting the puck, huge, rode him high. And the play is called an offside pass.
Now, Kenny Linsman had just scored a power play goal, but Howie, I think you want to talk about the missed check on that play.
Right on, Gary. Glenn Anderson will pick up the puck right here in a pass, and now he's one-on-one with Steve Conroy. He takes to the inside and goes to the outside, just squeezes by the boards. Will go in now and get the original shot on Edwards. Linsman comes in for the rebound and tucks it in the high corner. Can't miss checks like that.
8 minutes left on the clock. Calgary 6, Edmonton 3. Oilers lead the series 3-0. And trying to come back late in game 4. They are flying home tonight after the game, win or lose. Ray Code shooting it in. Dave Lumley hustles in on Lanny McDonald. As Lumley fell, moving in after the puck. Russell put it off the glass and out.
A smart play by Russell now. Couldn't make a real good pass, so just dump it out. That is really playing good hockey in your own zone. Nobody to pass it to. Just get it over that blue line.
And Lanny McDonald has just dumped it in to allow a line change. Ken Linsman coming in on Steve Conroy. Linsman right in. Score! Kenny Linsman. It's 6-4.
Well, that's another no-no. Back in, back in. And you give an example. Everybody is back, and watch. Jackson tries to make contact, but with the stick. Can't do that. And Linsman, using that wrist shot, beats goaltender Don Edwards. Now, Glenn Sather had said, what an acquisition of this hockey club, because Ken Linsman, with his speed and with his puck handling, can turn a game around so quickly. And all of a sudden, the Oilers are within 2.
Ken Linsman from Kevin Lowe at 12:45. And they're offside this time at the Flame blue line. Hockey Night in Canada will continue in a moment.
Ford invites you to the new school of automotive design called Thunderbird, where form always follows function, where aerodynamic looks contribute to greater road command, where shape, performance, braking, and handling are all a single unified piece. The 1983 Thunderbird. Clean, lean, exciting. Have you driven a Ford lately?
The time is so much a factor now. 7:11 left in the third period. Linsman, Lindstrom, and Anderson up front for Edmonton. Reinhart chasing the puck from behind the net. Hislop tipped it off the board. Bridgman hustling after it. Glenn Anderson there with him as Bridgman passes it off. Meredith is offside. 6:55 left. Boy, this Lindsman is really giving Edmonton a lift right now.
Boy, is he ever. And Bob Johnson is a little concerned now as a turn of events. It looked like an insurmountable lead, but against the Edmonton Oilers, there isn't any lead that is safe because they have that explosive power in their lineup. Every guy in their lineup could score goals.
6:55 left. Oilers had possession, but Doug Riseborough steals the puck. Lanny McDonald, a wrist shot, deflecting wide. Jackson put it back to the net. Here comes Mark Messier. Coffey with the puck. His pass tipped away. Doug Riseborough couldn't get it to Lanny McDonald. Here comes Messier and Gretzky, joined by Curry. Gretzky centering it. Lanny McDonald coming back, intercept, checked off the puck. Gretzky from back of the net, centering it, tipped away in front. Jackson wheels and gets it out. There's still time for an Edmonton comeback. 6:18 on the clock. And you know that disputed goal credited to Greg Meredith looms rather large right now.
Well, I remember a goal that didn't go in the Winnipeg series, which Paul Coffey scored, and that also was a big one. So maybe it's poetic justice.
Gary Curry going to the puck. Randy Gregg lost it, but it's recovered and brought out by Messier. Chased by Jackson. 5:45 left on the clock. 6-4. Calgary leads by 2. They've never trailed in this game. Pat Hughes bumping with Kevin LaValle. Kevin Lowe and Greg Meredith go after the puck. Lumley takes a shot. Oh, it deflects just wide. And there was Gretzky going to the front of the net. Tipping it high and off the target. 5:22 left. Yellowden puts it hastily into his own zone. Dunn going to the puck. Off the boards and hits Jose, centering it. Loose puck in front. Greg Meredith gets the puck for the Flames. To Yellowden. To Dunn. Coming in on Huddy. Huddy broke up the play. 5 minutes left in regulation time. Jose. Yellowden gets the puck out. He ices it. A little bit of panic starting to show in the Calgary Flames zone, and they're called for icing the puck. Live from Calgary, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Thank you. Oh, and remember, at Holiday Inn, you get our no excuses guarantee in writing. Everything in your room will be right, or we'll make it right. No excuses, or that night you stay free. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
Now, what other hotel chain gives you that guarantee? A guarantee that comes from every one of us at Holiday Inn to you. Because we want to take care of you. We give you a guarantee, not excuses.
Well, that's the story. The Flames by 2, 6-4 lead with 4:47 left to go. There was a little altercation in the center ice area. Kent Lindsman right in the middle of it. When you're on for the Oilers, they love him. When you're playing against them, you hate him.
Well, he's the guy that's really sparking the Edmonton comeback. His 2 goals cut the lead to 6-4. Curry and Gretzky scored the first period goals for the Oilers. Anderson and Nielsen facing off. Reinhart put it on the boards for Bridgman, clearing it out. Glenn Anderson to Willie Lindstrom. Back in the corner for Anderson. Lindsman racing after the puck as Reinhart banks it on the board. Hislop battling for it. Randy Gregg keeps it in. Put in front by Lindsman. Steered away. Conroy takes it back to the net. 4 minutes and 18 seconds left on the clock. Conroy bringing it out. Reinhart checked at center ice. Gets the puck again and sweeps it in. 2 goals by Reinhart. Others by McDonald, Jackson, Bridgman, and a disputed goal credited to Greg Meredith for Calgary. An offside at the Flame blue line, stopping the play.
A good play by Richie Dunn. He caused the offside by challenging the Oilers as they were crossing that zone, but the Oilers right now are coming at the Flames just one wave after another. They're not going to give up. They would like to finish this series in 4 games, rest up for the next one.
Huddy and Coffey on the Edmonton defense. Messier, Curry, and Gretzky up front as they swarm into the Calgary zone. Lanny McDonald getting the puck. Coming out with Doug Rysbrough and Jimmy Jackson. McDonald in on Curry. Russell gambles a bit, goes in deep. Hustles back as the Oilers get possession. 3 minutes, 35 seconds left. Mark Messier. Offside is called by Leon Stickle.
Well, Jim, you mentioned about Phil Russell gambling. Well, he was going in offensively, but number 9, Lanny McDonald, was doing a pretty good job of covering up. And then now, as soon as Russell gets back to his defensive position, that'll allow McDonald to go in and play up front again. But good coverage. That's what we mean by knowing what's happening on the ice. McDonald looked around, sized up the situation, and did exactly what he was supposed to do in that case.
Rysbrough and Messier facing off. Messier draws it to Huddy, shooting it in. Jackson clears it out. Rysbrough battling for the puck. Charlie Huddy takes over. Knocked down at the line by Reinhardt. Loose puck. Huddy goes after it. 3 minutes, 14 seconds left. Calgary 6, Edmonton 4. Edmonton leads the series 3 games to nothing. Jimmy Jackson back-checking. Breaks up the play, dumps the puck out. It's a long ways from the International League to the Stanley Cup playoffs, but that's the route Jimmy Jackson has taken, number 16 for the Flames, and he scored a goal for them tonight. Conroy pass, hits Jackson. Conroy gets the puck again. Getting a little room. Messier back for the puck. 2 minutes, 42 seconds left. Messier slowed up by Reinhardt and through the play offside.
Now the Flames are hanging on, just hanging on. 2:37. You know, this restores my faith in professional athletes. It's the effort that the Flames have come up with tonight. Even if they would lose this game, the effort was there, and that was really important for them individually and also as a team.
A far different performance than last night. Of course, the Oilers were outstanding last night in their 10-2 victory. Here's the steal. Ralston scores! Tom Ralston! 2 minutes, 28 seconds left, and it's 6-5.
Don't go home yet. Now Tom Ralston steals one, lets that wrist shot go to the far corner. Edwards had committed himself, and Ralston beats him to the left side. Dunn lost control of the puck. He was trying to glove it ahead, and Ralston, who was on top of him immediately, caused that turnover. What a finish. That's Ralston's first goal of the playoffs.
17:32, the time of the goal. It's 6-5.
Goal scored by number 24, Tom Ralston. Assisted by number 4, Kevin Lowe, and number 21, Randy Gray.
Mel Bridgman. Great save by Andy Moog on Bridgman. Bridgman had a chance to widen the gap. In comes Dave Hunter. The crowd going wild. It's a frantic finish. And that's the way it should be to say goodbye to the old corral. Loose puck in front of the net. Still loose. Penalty coming up. Conroy is going to get a holding penalty by the looks of it. And the Oilers, trailing by a goal, will have the man advantage.
Conroy heading for the penalty box area. Again, the Oilers with a lot of pressure in front. Let's have a look at it as Conroy is all over Lovely and hauls them down. And with 1:48 left to go, we'll find out what kind of defense the Flames can come up with.
Conroy for holding at 18-12.
Ralston goal, bringing Edmonton to within 1. Lowe and Gregg got the assists on Tom Ralston's goal.
Now comes number 13, Ken Linsman, who has ignited the Edmonton Oilers, scoring 2 goals, and Ralston adding another one. 6-5, 1:48 left. The Flames respond. They like to see the Flames hang on.
Did you ever expect that that disputed goal credited to Meredith that made it 6-2 would be so important. Face off to the left of Edwards. Wayne Gretzky on the power play. Anderson put it in front. It's swept away. Now here is one situation where Calgary can ice the puck and it won't cost them a face-off. They're short-handed. Wayne Gretzky shoots. Just missed the net. 6-5 Calgary lead. 1 minute, 28 seconds left in regulation time.
Jamie Hislop's got the right idea. He's going right after the Oilers. Don't give them an easy time coming out of their own end.
Ken Nielsen stole the puck. Lost control of it. Mark Messier fights off a check. Offside. 1:12 left.
Again, some excellent hustle by Jamie Hislop and also Captain Bill Russell to break up that play, caused the offside. We'll keep our eye on goaltender Andy Moog and possibility of a timeout by the Edmonton Oilers to discuss strategy.
Well, Gary, we've talked a lot about the character of the Calgary Flames tonight. Now we're seeing a lot of the character of the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, well, we had mentioned, Jim, you can never count the Oilers out at any stage of the hockey game because they come to play. They want to finish it. Watch Gretzky. See everybody backing in. He uses Reinhart as a screen. Edwards got just a piece of it, but that shot would have been just wide of the net.
A timeout called, and Don Edwards gets a little breather in a pressure cooker right now. Bob Johnson, pretty cool in this situation.
Coach Glenn Sather, he's seen his team come back many times. He's got the players he wants out there. There's goaltender Andy Moog about 20 feet out of his net. And as soon as the Oilers get into the Calgary zone, get good possession of that puck, you'll find Andy Moog heading for the players' box. And what's really important, Jim, is that the Oiler player not jump on the ice until Andy Moog is in that bench area, or it'll be whistled down. One of the linesmen will watch for that.
Remember, it was 6-2 with 10 minutes left, and now it's 6-5. Linsman with a pair and Ralston have brought the Oilers back. Coffey shoots it in. Moog is coming towards the bench, but he's still on the ice. Wayne Gretzky keeping it in. Russell knocked it down. The net is empty now. Ken Nielsen stick-handing it out. Going for an empty net. Jamie Hislop. Shoot! Hit the goal post. 51 seconds. 51 seconds left. Don't go away.
Don't go away, it's right. Oh, boy. Ken Nielsen, I'm telling you, if he would have been checked or stripped from that puck, some anxious moment. Watch this by Nielsen. Just give it the how do you do, and then move out. There's Hislop. Empty net. The shot. Crossbar. And the Oilers are still alive. Andy Moog is back in the net.
51 seconds. Ken Nielsen showing some of that magic. That's what they call it.
Well, he's played a lot stronger game tonight than he did in the first three, and that's what the Flames need. Everybody to play at the top of their game. Like Coach Bob Johnson said, we need overachievers to win.
Oilers get possession. Gretzky to Coffey. Moog coming for the bench again. Coffey moving in. Linsman in front. A shot went wide. Hislop put it off the board. Gets it out. Moog comes to the bench. The goal is empty again. 34 seconds left. Messier moves in. Shoot! Edwards stopped it. Reinhart put it off the board. Lumley trying to keep it in. Linsman passes. Gretzky centered it. Edwards blocked it. Puck is cleared out. There won't be icing because Calgary's short-handed. Look at the time. You count it down. That's what they'll do here in Calgary. What a frantic finish. Messier. Coffey just missed the net. The Flames are going to send it back to Edmonton. Game 5, Wednesday at the Northland Coliseum.
Well, we had talked before that in the third period, Edwards had to come up big. Well, he did in that last onslaught by the Oilers, a sliding save to preserve the victory.
Parklands Coliseum in Edmonton. The Oilers, of course, lead the series by a margin of 3-1. There were lots of people in Calgary who said the Flames were finished. They couldn't come back. But the Edmonton Oilers were going to wrap this series up. But we do have a 5th game on Wednesday night. And now, this is Steve Armitage bidding you good night for Stanley Cup 83 from Calgary.
Jamie Hislop going to the puck.